Oh yeah. AFKJourney. Oh no. Look, I am explicitly allowed to say, hey, they're compensating me pretty well. In particular, one of the goals is to buy the like Herald Gazette, something along those lines. And it's like a $5 item, and they're compensating me $10 for everyone that's purchased. So like in general, if someone has been really wants to sub and they've been waiting a long time, and $5 would get me $3.50 normally because I'm on the 70% split, or $10. One of those rare chances. Yeah, you got to get that money sometimes. I think it works on both phone and computer. I can double check. Only PC players count, actually. I need PC players explicitly. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's a rare treat. It's like usually only mobile, so fuck yeah.
Seldo's fish.
Yeah, it's a game where a lot of the progress is made by not playing the game. Yo! Started reading Billy Bat on your suggestion. It rules. Fuck yeah. Also, don't feel bad about like needing to find a copy of it in English online, because they're never going to publish it because they're terrified of the mouse. They're worried the mouse is going to kill them, so they will never localize it. So you're allowed to do it. Oh yeah, this is super sped up. Yeah. Like a mashed potato. All right, let me get audio adjusted. Are you ready for it to feel like it's in slow motion? And yeah, so fishing is up today. It is a 10-minute cooldown for the free one. Subs also give you a cast. Also, you're allowed to sign in with your Twitch when you do AFKJourney. And if you hit any goals whatsoever, I will immediately put you in line to cast 3 times. So if you really want to fish hard, hey, that's a way to do it. Hey gamers, what's good? Oh, we're out of bread, dude. What the? Who's doing this? Gentlemen, the Mimiette. Can we respect the Mimiette? Please. I implore you. Oh, right. I have like cleaning supplies now. Right. I forgot we added those. Also, let me get fishing a little bit bigger again. Can I get a fish? Yeah, every 10 minutes you get a cast. Or if you do any goals on AFKJourney and your name pops up, I will immediately do 3 for you. Oh, I need whatever that is. Oh, I'm already maxed on bleach. I guess I noticed I needed it. I also need bread. Where is... bread's expensive. What the... Yo, nice red discuss. Chuck roast. Chuck roast. Chuck roast. Chuck roast. Chuck roast. Chuck roast. I think my final decision, by the way, regarding storage is... Oh, thank you, Kmart. I'm gonna have a bunch of really tightly layered storage, but I'm going to pull it out individually, put stuff on it while it's up front, and then put it in the back. So like really tight storage, really efficient use of space, because the stocking guys can just magically raise their hands in the air and teleport the goodie to their hands. Yeah, Kmart's 30. It's gonna live forever. They'll never stop having Kmart. That's one thing I know for sure. Kmart will last forever. What could possibly supplant the titan known as Kmart? Wow, this storeroom is a mess. Who did this? Okay. Yeah, what would happen to Kmart? Possibly. Only good things can happen to Kmart. That much I know for sure. Oh man, old music was like really boring. Like they ran out of gas like a tenth of the way through the song sometimes. They're like, do another one. Breaking up is bad, still, it's still bad. It didn't get better since the start of the song. Da 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 da. It's a great point, team. Yeah, I had to disable ad block to get game the usual. Breaking up is still not good. Still not loving it. You can very much turn your ad blocker on once you get to the game itself. The game becomes its own client. That much I do know for sure. Wait. Is this another song about breaking up being hard? Bro, I was kidding. What happened at this Kmart? Wife left me. Dog left me too. Yo, who's at the Kmart getting sad in the club? Holy smokes. Oh, there's more bread here. I stacked it so good I almost didn't notice. Yeah, this has to be the DJ getting dumped, right? Who else queues up this many, like, I got broken up with jams back to back? That's crazy. This is gonna be one of those like plot twists where the idea of breaking up was like created by Hallmark to sell more cards or something. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get stocked. Nice. Oh. Like? Penis. Son of a bitch. Does him ever say they had one hit? Oh, yeah, they did have one. Oh, it was this band. Yeah, the Four Seasons with Please Don't Break Up With Me, Diane. And I still hold a flame for you, Diane. I'm just gonna slam more of these because it's so cheap. I'm like interested to see a case study long term of like what happened to Kmart. And I think the only really big thing I can think of is they didn't like handle online super well, if that makes sense. Like I don't feel like they got there. And then they like it was like you either had to be online or you had to be huge and full of bargains at an unbelievable rate. So like you had to be like somewhere between Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, or like online. Yeah, Sears went wild. Ooh. This song has like some like annoying guys in it. You know what I mean? That's four of them, the seasons. You know what? Honestly, I'm kind of hoping at some point I get to move to a country where there's only one now. Oh! What? The pull... What? I take it you don't mean like the pop top, like the good one we still use. You mean like a different dumb way? The era of annoying guy music. Yeah. Well, everybody, it's time for Peepaw and the Jam Slams here with their song, Don't Tell Peepaw I Got a Pee Dog at Night. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, who doesn't love to have a hog to crank in the morning? Fucking AR too. God, I'm like laughing so much it's hard to keep track of what I need to stock. Oh shit. Okay, one sec. What was it? Toilet paper. Right, it was toilet paper. I needed to get a bunch of. Whew, sorry, gang. Gotta do the restock and then we're good, but I'm. Oh, I need oil. Yo! Joel the there's a named sturgeon. Let's go. Very cool. Congratulations on your extremely cool fish. What's good? What's good? We're doing a little supermarket gaming and relaxing on this fine Monday. Gonna do a little spawn con later on, mostly because they offered an unbelievably good deal, which they don't mind me talking about, which is, hey, as long as I have a conversation between me and my rep that says I'm allowed to say, hey, link these nuts in your mouth. Sorry, I have a conversation with the rep that I'm allowed to say that, so I can say that. Yeah, there was a Balatro patch yesterday. Or it was available at least on the beta last night. Source, I was playing it. It was good. I managed to pull a purple stake run, an orange stake run, and a gold stake run within like 3 attempts each. Basically, they lowered the ante amounts to more or less where I wanted them to be, and then replaced the really boring, annoying restrictions that just like locked down how you had to play the game to the most efficient plan possible, and replaced it instead with like, there are now jokers that show up that sometimes will only last for a few rounds, which is like cool and interesting and a neat challenge and presents challenging decisions. Yeah, they made the later antes even better, which again, like I say a bunch, it's a testament to how good that game is that so many people give a shit about the higher antes and the higher ascensions, because in other similar games, even people I know who are like pretty into the games usually will say like, yeah, you do the ascensions one time and then you go back and you just go back to like ascension somewhere between like 0 and 2 depending on which game it is. The translation in Portuguese is bad? Hell yes. I need you to give me deets. I need you to give me the Portuguese shit talk, because I will never get it on my own. Yeah, Slay the Spire is sick. Slay the Spire is a great one. That's a perfect example of like, damn, Slay the Spire is fun on Ascension 1. Damn, I feel like Slay the Spire gets worse every Ascension past 1. But yeah, I was able to do the runs pretty quickly, pretty consistently. And I feel like a big part of that was just the anti-reductions being where they are. And also, they buffed a lot of jokers that I always wanted to be good, but they weren't good. One run I had, by the way, used the new blue seal, and the new blue seal is cracked. New blue seal is so good, it passively makes having extra inventory slots better, because you can actually reasonably get 3 planets of your last hand played. You can set it up to get like +2 or +3 levels to your main hand every set. It's crazy. It's so much better. Yeah, blue seal is cracked. So, you know, blue seal is the one that it would generate a random planet if you held it in your hand at the end. Now it generates the planet of whatever you ended the round with. So like if you play a flush as your last hand, it makes the flush planet. So on and so forth. So you can like hard force the things you want. And it's so much fucking better. Because, like, Blue Steel used to be dog shit because it was, like, something you had to engineer. It was, like, a big pain in the ass. And your reward for it was just so mid because it was a random planet. And a random planet is a really bad reward, it turns out. As opposed to a targeted planet, which is an incredible reward. Like, it is incredible how much better that is. Random planet often means $1. Yo, Manta Ray. Fish boost is not on, by the way. I mean, Red Seal is still better for points, but Blue Seal I think is maybe now better actually for just finishing the game. For the post-game stuff, the non high ante stuff, that clownery Red Seal will still be better, but I think Blue Seal might actually be the best for just finishing a run, because any deck that wants to play the same hand over and over gets immediate and consistent value out of it in a way that's outrageous. Uses the word gilda, which is not a word we use. We don't use guild as gilda. We call it sociedade or a sociedade. Ah. There's a chubby captain, and rather than call a captain who's chubby or attempt a pun, the title is the captain of the chubby title. That rocks. That's so good. It's me. Chubby captain. It's me, Mr. Chubbs. Don't call me that, please. I'll cry. Do I get more oil? I think I get more oil. Oil! Yo, Cactus, thank you. Salmon fillet.
On sale now. Salmon fillet, only $2.97 a pound. Shop now in stores only.
It sounds like either a random guy on the street or I don't know. Also, hold up. Let me disable my stream preview real quick. Goodbye, shoppers. Say goodbye to shoppers. Thank you, King Green Bean. Shoppers.
Shoppers.
Shoppers. Sure. All right, am I low on anything else, or is the restock quest complete? They'll get to the oil. The oil. Yeah, they're getting there. Aw, eggs. Fuck. Oh, the tag buffs are crazy. The tag buffs might actually be the thing that makes the game the most fun now. The tag buffs are incredible. Playing card voucher can be good. It just needs a combo piece, or you need to get it so early you can guarantee you can get both. Showman is the one that's very funny. It is still the same because Showman is still so bad. But there are so many good ones now. Also, Dracula got a nerf, which was fair because Dracula was crazy. Midas Mask also got a nerf, which was fair. But yeah, every other change is like so player favored. The big one, the one that's the biggest, is the required score is lower on like all of the higher antes. All right, let's shopping. I'm gonna get on the counter. Let's cook. You know what? I'm gonna remember. I mean, Seance and Sixth Sense don't clog the rare pool, but now they clog the uncommon pool. So they show up more often, which I hate. I want Seance to show up less. They did buff Straits, though, as well as a few other things. A bunch of planets got buffed, which was nice. They needed it. And yeah, a bunch of boss blinds got banned from challenges, which is nice. The to-do list buff is really nice. Really convenient. Fallout music. Yup. Actually, which game did they use this in? Was this in 3? Saturn, Neptune, and then 2 of the Forbidden Planets scale better. Okay, word. It was 3. Okay, word. Yeah, we'll actually probably hit a couple Fallout tracks on this day because we're using the older part of the Kmart tapes. As someone who got out of the card game scene for a while, what would be a good recommendation? Do you mean like card games like solo, play it, roguelike, hang out card game? Because that's Balatro right now. If you mean like going and competing or playing online, that depends a lot more. If you mean solo roguelike, yeah, Balatro's tight as fuck. If you want a game that you will have content forever, for here into the heretofore future, Slay the Spire has more mods on Steam than there are stars in the sky. There are infinite characters. You have some characters that are so broken it's crazy. You have some that are hilariously easy. Yeah, hanging chat helps a lot, I think. Yeah, one of the characters that's modded into Slay the Spire, and I watched Slyo play part of this, it's hilarious, is the car from Initial D. You can play as a Toyota AE86. Which is so based, I think. Yeah. And I will say, Slay the Spire, you can probably wait to go on sale. If it probably already is pretty cheap at this point, but if it's not, that game's fairly old. Yeah. Yeah, the good news is like you have a lot of good choices, and the original Slay the Spire still bangs and has like tons of sick mods for it. And Balatro, the new darling, is tight as hell and just got a patch that makes it even better. Yeah, Bloodstone required synergy, and then even with synergy was like good but could whiff. And it seems like now they made it Bloodstone is just good on its own, and then also if you get synergy, it will pop off like crazy, which I am explicitly going to be trying to make one of those tonight. After we do a little AFK journey. Yeah. Particularly, my goal is going to be recruiting Rowan, because one of the goals is recruit Rowan. And I'm like, whomst TF is Rowan? And they gave me instructions, and I'm like, all right, I'll get Rowan. Lucky Cat is definitely more possible now. The much bigger buff, Ijaka, to the Lucky Cat is that Magician now makes 2 lucky cards instead of 1. That's what makes it incredibly better. They made it twice as good by letting you make twice as many lucky cards. Like, lucky card saturation is actually real and possible. One of the runs I had yesterday, I got Perkeo, and just my entire deck was lucky cards. And like, even without retrigger, it turns out if you just like play 5 cards and you're like, 5 retriggers, read them, or 5 lucky cards, read them and weep. It'll just work out. You get so much money. You get so much money so fast. Yo, you got what? 0? Who? What? Is that like 0 from Devil May Cry? You're why I'm running out of eggs, bro. You know that? You're the reason we have egg problems around these parts. People love talking about that or singing about the dance, the mashed potato. I don't know what dance the mashed potato was, but apparently it was going ham for a good period of time there. There was a period where all anyone wanted to do was the mashed potato, as far as I can tell. I need more cleaning goods. Yeah, you would. Okay, I'm putting in those orders so that I can do that tonight. Nice! Green turtle. Is it the Charleston? Did they like try to like multi-name the Charleston? This is the Charleston Junior. Yo, Stealing Carbon. Thank you for the resub.
If this fish doesn't scan, it's free, right?
It's every 10 minutes for fishing or any subs. Or, and the one I should mention, but I'm going to forget because I'm bad. If you complete any of the quests in AFKJourney, it'll pop up. If you sign in using your like Twitch name, which it'll let you. And I will immediately queue up 3 casts for you. God, why is this cleaner so big? Curse of Cleaner, Curse of Ra. It still catches me off guard to see myself post in chat. Man. All right. I'm going to leave stats available as a command for like another 5-10 minutes, but it super clogs the chat too much. Okay, what do you want? Check your stats if you gotta. No, sadly, I don't think there is a way to send it in DMs. It kind of makes sense that Twitch doesn't want bots to have easy access to DMs. Like, I get it. Also, yeah, this shit rips. This is a good ass part of the tapes. Holy shit. A true fisherman will simply make up stats depending on who's asking. Hell yeah. Dang, them stocking folks are working like the whole day. Yeah, I know Smite had one, but I think that was like an individual server he was setting up. Something like that. I could ask. Could look into it. Women do be making men stay when they should go. I'm always saying this. Did someone just like catch a sword? Yeah, after this cast, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to get it to send through DMs. Let me see. I might have a way to do that. Sometimes I'm just stupid. So like, let me check. Maybe I'm just stupid. No, they don't have it yet. They have send. Okay, no, sadly at this point it doesn't look like they have support for that. But I'll keep thinking about it. I might be able to do something with webhooks. I might be able to get it to like do something. Yo, nice. What's good? Well. If it isn't MDCT, what's good? How was hell diving?
Market head over here. It's pretty good. Yeah, by the way, I'm over here now.
Hey, what's good? You made me Homer Simpson a little. Do you want me to share the supermarket or chat with the Kmart music?
I would love to hear the Kmart tunes.
I assumed as much. Let me. Oh, one sec. You know what? Let me share that at 15 FPS. I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, probably. I don't. Now I think more about it. I might need to get things exactly in real time as they happen.
Especially considering so much of chat today is going to be exclamation point fish because hey everybody, you get a free cast every 10 minutes today. Or if you sub or if you finish any of the quests on today's sponsor, I'll hit you up with 3 immediately. Did I open the store? I did. Beautiful. Yeah, store's looking pretty good. My next plan, big one at least, is I have a ton of storage space, like a huge amount. And I think the most efficient way to use it is to make very, very tight passageways and have like one small open area up front that I can like pull a shelf out, put it here, fully load it up, and then put it in the back, so on and so forth, right? And then have like storage racks that I like pull and put back, that kind of thing.
Also, so they updated the game to make sure that the shelves that are not the top and bottom of a rack work now.
Oh, nice. I have more shelf to work with.
But like, did they? Like, I'm asking if they did actually, because when I did
no,
it, the top
probably
and bottom
not.
ones did not work.
Let me
Yeah.
check. I mean, the bottom ones do, but I don't think you can.
I don't mean up top on lat. I mean the top and bottom ones that are loadable. Because like when the game first got patched with the stalkers, they wouldn't grab from the top or bottom. They would only grab from the middle two.
Oh, I think they grab from all of them because I'm pretty sure I've had racks that, yeah, like this one had stuff on the top shelf that has been pulled. So,
Okay, good. Yeah, he just did it right in front of you. Yeah, fair enough. I'm glad that got fixed because that means that I have much more space on my own market now.
I'm glad that got
I've
fixed.
only been
'Cause
using the middle two.
I'm glad that got fixed because I was too fucking stupid to notice it was happening and just, I guess, powered through it by having more inventory. I guess my
You do
just in
get a
time
lot of
system was
inventory.
robust enough. And yeah, you get a lot of inventory space for sure. Especially with some of the stuff like salt and like tea. Even though salt got nerfed, can you believe that? Actually, I think
Salt's been nerfed? What?
I think salt got like buffed in one way and nerfed in another. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because the brand on the salt was like Soul something. And I was like, well, they're going to nerf that. Am I right? It was like Solaba.
True, yeah. Okay. They can't leave Soul good.
That's right. Oh. Yeah, the new Balatro. I mean, the new Balatro patch was out last night. Because the store is still closed. That's an interesting change. So it used to be time didn't start until the store was opened, and now it just starts immediately, I guess. Or I double clicked.
Or did you? You might have double clicked because I don't think that's the case.
I was gonna say that'd be
unless
wild.
they did an update today.
But the new Balatro update is sick. Getting a purple, orange, and gold run like really close in a row was super nice. Also, definitely feeling the effect of the vampire nerf, where vampire does want synergy now in advance. Because it does not build up fast enough. Yeah, sorry everybody out there, but I'm enjoying watching my chat fish too much. Store's closed. Yo, great white shark caught. Let's fucking go, baby. Big one. Yum, 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 yum. Nice catch. Nice on. You know what my favorite part of the fish pog is?
What's that?
That isn't like that's just like a static image, like a JPEG of a fish pog. And the colors bouncing around is actually using a script to repeatedly move a hue slider on a color shift.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which means you could make it be anything and not simply be fish pog.
True. Damn, ladies really were just horny for guys named Johnny.
That is straight up a kazoo.
That's just a kazoo. Imagine being horny in a song and being like, kazoo time, baby. That's like, that was a different time.
Now this is a guy for me. Just 2 bottles of olive oil and nothing else. That's my guy.
It's like, I imagine like my grandpa getting all riled up and then like hearing a kazoo sound. I can't tell if it's more than one kazoo or not. Eventually you hit the Vuvuzela saturation, where if you get enough different notes, it just becomes like a wall of buzz. That shit sucks. I love it.
So like, do you just not turn your lights on anymore?
I do sometimes, and then it like makes the game like the tiniest bit framey in a way that I hate. And then I turn them back off again, and then I turn them on, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's nice being able to see.
Weird that they make your game a little framey, huh?
It's
Wonder
like
what's causing that.
It's like it's not like super framey. It's like just enough that it bugs me specifically. But I am like extremely sensitive to visual stuff. I usually just kind of let it slide and don't mention it when it bothers me, except if it's like extreme. Like when I was playing like, God, Pokemon Scarlet Violet was bad because my Switch is super old too. It still is super old. In fact, it's getting older all the time. It's growing older all the time, but getting younger in my... So like the thing is, it ran Pokemon Scarlet Violet pretty bad, and then it would like overheat, and then it was really bad. Yeah, if the customers know what they're buying, how am I going to trick them into accidentally buying a box of Arabian Nights boosters?
Oh shit! Not listen. You don't want to trick them into that. Like, unless you're gonna, you know,
I'm charging them the full amount. Yeah.
Okay, good, because a pack of Arabian Nights that is gonna be expensive.
Yeah, crazy expensive.
Like, fucking, you know how much Drop of Honey goes for? A card that's not even all that good is just on the reserve list. It's like $1,400.
Do you know how much what is it, Yudwinifreet or whatever goes for? A card that I put in my funny coin flip commander deck because it was comedically expensive and also dog shit. It's like $90. That card sucks. It's like a 3/4 with like a 3/6 with downside, something like that. It costs 3 red. If it ever blocks or becomes blocked, it's just like, I'm out of here. Like it's
a 3 mana 3/6 that, yeah, if you fail to block, it can't block. Sorry,
Yeah.
if you fail to flip, it can't block.
Yeah, it's like so bad. And yeah, it's expensive as hell. I was like, God bless Tabletop Simulator for letting me play this completely butt cheeks card. Hold on, it's not that a lot of old Magic creatures had downsides, it's just that a lot of old Magic creatures fucking sucked. There was like a really, really funny period where creatures were so bad and spells were so good.
Yeah, it's like Magic, so Magic was designed around the creatures, you know, in the combat. Like, that's the idea. That was actually the main goal of the game, was to have combat happen. Spaghetti buffed. Spaghetti up. Spaghetti up now.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, I got really excited about seeing Spaghetti get increase in price.
Understandable. We all love to see Spaghetti increase. How can you not? But yeah, they were built around combat. Like, old creatures were very much designed in a tight ground war around their stats and mana values. So they were like,
the thing is that they
really
functionally
careful.
kept on. Yeah, but the thing is that they did in fact strongly misevaluate how strong spells should be as part of that. So you have the whole boon cycle, for instance, where.
So the boon cycle is like double funny, right? Because the boon cycle also was like, they just clearly didn't know how strong certain things were or how valuable certain resources would be. Because they were like, yeah, your life, that's the thing that makes you lose the game if you run out. So certainly 3 out of 20 of that is like very valuable. Cards, yeah, that's your options. Yeah, 3 of those sounds fair. 3 damage to any target. Yeah, for the cost? That seems okay.
And then
Spoilers.
3 power and toughness. Yeah.
3 power plus 3 power and plus 3 toughness. Spoilers. A couple of these cards are like very strong but playable. They're pretty format defining when they're out there, but they're not like broken. One of them is hilariously dog shit, and one of them is I think banned or restricted in every format.
Yeah, it's only legal in Vintage as a one-of. That's it. That's the only way you can play Ancestral Recall legally.
Yeah.
And Ancestral Recall, arguably, probably the single strongest spell in the entire game. So, like, yeah, probably better than Time Walk in most situations, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yo. Rowan, hey. If that's you, let me know. Just tag me in chat and I'll yo, another rare. And I'll hit you up with that free cast. Or 3. I gotta figure out what that command is again. Well, if that was you and you're in chat and you want your casts, just let me know. But I typed at Rowan and got no response. Well, Contract from Below is strongest ever.
Strongest legal card. Sorry, let me correct myself. Strongest legal card. Yes, Contract from Below is the strongest card ever printed.
Oh, that's the character unlock word. Yeah, because Contract from Below, that's the one that's just like it requires an ante or something.
Yeah, it's single black. That's it, just black. For you have to put up another card from ante, but then you just draw 7 cards.
Right. Yeah, because ante, the whole idea of ante was like you would actually gamble with your magic cards. Was like a way to play the game. They quickly realized that was a bad idea as soon as magic cards started having any kind of like direct equitable value where like you could have a market that, for example, said this card is worth X amount of money, which now there are extremely some of, and there were going to be regardless of, you know, if Wizards of the Coast wanted it or not. That was going to happen, and they realized this. So they had to immediately kill ante where it stood, or else the game became gambling and thus needed to be regulated. Would it have come down to being regulated long term? It's hard to say, but they just wanted to dodge it wholesale, which I think was like a good call.
By the modern day, with how much it's valued now, absolutely it would end up being regulated.
Yeah.
Back then, probably not. And in fact, actually, if it continued to have ante, Magic probably wouldn't have taken off as much as it did. So.
Yeah, and the other thing too was, according to the way the rules worked, if you had a deck full of 53 ante cards and the perfect 7, and then you played somebody not for ante, you immediately exiled 53 and then drew the perfect 7. Whoops. Bad wording. Whoops. We fucked up. It was literally like, if you play a normal game of Magic, remove those.
Thinking about, there was almost a world in which Time Walk was red instead of blue, and that would have really strongly changed how red worked mechanically from that point on.
God, yeah. It's funny because occasionally
the only reason why it was changed.
They do occasionally flirt with like giving red very like blue flavor mechanics, and every time it's fucking disastrous. My favorite is Underworld Breach.
Underworld Breach is black in mechanic for the most part.
Yeah,
because that's a red version. It's specifically it's Yawgmoth's Will. It's straight up. It's Yawg's Will because it's get to play. It is so funny that they decided to actually just print a second Yawgmoth's Will with Underworld Breach, but because they've also done Past in Flames. It actually is a thing that's popped up more than once in Red now. Being
And
able to
every
play things from
time
the
it's
graveyard for a turn.
disastrous.
It's very powerful every time. Yes.
What if we learned? It's good that the red mages don't find out about this often. I think lately, Raindrop, you get a lot more like multicolored creatures that just kind of do everything. So it feels like more colors have more access to just everything.
The thing about red is that red is like, I think red is a couple of the lead designers' favorite color. And it's specifically because they like trying to figure out ways in which they can make red do things that feel red. And by that I mean, because red is supposed to be short-term like advantage for long-term like weakness in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so that they like giving red a large number of variable ways to do that. And it lets it do things that maybe at one point that would have like said was off limits for the color to be able to do.
The other thing I think
they do like red. They know that blue is very strong, and they make blue blue has all like the major good card stuff.
Blue's also
that's different from the designer liking it.
Blue's also like not actually stand out crazy right now, except for like vintage and legacy formats, where it always will be because they fucked up and printed cards that were cracked. Yeah, they printed old blue cards that were insane. So as long as things like Ancestral is legal, yeah, like it's gonna be the best one. Yeah. Blue red is really strong in Mustard. I mean, that's blue red because Is It Murktide is really strong. There's other decks that are strong. Is It Murktide is really good right now though. But that's, you know what? I'll say it here. That's because of Delve. That's because every time they allow Delve to hit the table, it's a mistake.
Yeah, Is It for what's worth? Is It, for example, is Maro's favorite color combination. He loves blue red.
Good choice, honestly. Blue red is It's the color of making things fucking happen, which is sick IMO.
You're gonna hit me with a Trivial Pursuit question right out of nowhere. I'm gonna have to ask a Trivial Pursuit question right back at you.
Yeah.
Who tells it like it is? Answer in 5 seconds.
That's right.
You didn't answer the question.
Is it Murktide?
Is It Murktide definitely tells it like it is.
I can't believe Murktide Region is a card that got like looked at and was like, yeah, okay. It's like, yo, is that Mario? Holy shit, you caught Mario. Congratulations. Very proud of you.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a biggie. That's a biggie. It gets a little Dragon Force MIDI and everything. That's a very rare Mario.
It's very appropriate that Submul drew that Mario.
Wait, did Sebmul fish that up?
I believe that was Submul fishing up that Mario.
Let's fucking go. I gotta get more water. It's wild how some songs of this era, I like hear them and I'm like, oh shit, this is hype. And then other times I'm like, god damn it, it's another doo-wop pile of whatever. Doo-wop was a rough time. I wouldn't have survived the doo-wop era. I'm not strong enough. Struggling right now. Yeah, I feel it. That is the one thing that sucks about going to like an old-timey diner place that has like good malts, because unfortunately those places are usually the only place that like has like the good malts. Like they understand that like you need malt in a malted milkshake. Or else people like me will show up and will fucking know. We'll know. But yeah, for that, I have to put up with sitting down in a place that sounds like this.
Malt is, I mean, it's from malted barley.
Delicious.
It's like in malted grains in general. It's like if you, I think you have to immerse it in water first, let it kind of like process a little bit, and then re-dry it, and that's malted. And then you grind that up into a powder, and then you add that to things like milk, and then you get malted milk.
Do you usually have to like roast it a little bit first?
Probably. I'm not entirely sure. Malt is actually a very old thing that we don't really do much anymore. So
Except like beer. Yeah, beer manufacturing.
yeah, making a smash for like a whiskey too.
Yeah. It's like wicked
Or
good
mash.
though. It like adds a lot of like deep, complex, like almost desserty flavors to the milkshake. It's really nice.
Barley like the tree. I've got news for you. Barley ain't a tree. That's a grain. So it's a grass.
Like bamboo. Gamer, there isn't a time on this that I've been on this planet that I couldn't kill a box of Whoppers. My only problem with Whoppers is sometimes you go to a place and they've got those old ass Whoppers and you take a bite into one and like the inside like becomes this like sponge that just dissolves as soon as it like touches air. It just ephemerates.
Bamboo is a grass, correct?
Bamboo is a grass. It's nature's most violent grass. You can really, it's the only grass that
Now,
you can
hold
really beat someone's ass with. What?
Hold on. Razor grasses exist as well.
Okay, but can I grab that and swing it?
If you grab it, it'll hurt you. So, like, I mean, this is the question of like, what do you define as violent in this case?
Usable by humanity to inflict violence on other humans.
All right, I guess. Then sure. Because you can just chop one of those down and then file up a point on it, and that's a spear, baby.
Yeah, true. I was thinking just in the case of like, you know, cool bamboo swords for training and whatever too. But yeah, like honestly, all of it. I'm just into bamboo. Yeah, bamboo is just staffs that come out of the ground real fast. Honestly, the thing I like the most about bamboo is like modern material sciences with bamboo. You know, they're making bamboo baseball bats now in like parts of composites.
That makes sense.
Yeah, very cool. They make a one of the guitars I have has a plate of laminated bamboo on top of it because it is without causing any issues with the acoustic properties. It is just battle armor for the guitar. Do the
Straight up,
locomotion.
do the locomotion. Yeah.
Do the locomotion. In retrospect, do the moves, baby. Move. Do move. What dance? Moving. Okay. Sure. You need to move your body to do the locomotion.
Eucalyptus is a fad for bed sheets right now. What?
Like, do you mean like material? Or do you mean
People
like
are aware eucalyptus
smell?
leaves are poisonous, right?
Delicious. What if someone made bed sheets out of like tea tree oil? That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be good for my thighs. Damn, another legendary catch this fast? Fuck. People are on one.
Tiger shark, huh?
Yeah, cool tiger shark.
Eucalyptus fibers and fabric. Okay.
Poisonous sheets are so in right now. Yeah, the only one I always knew as far as like plants that you had to be careful of is tobacco. You always have to be careful. That was the one thing in Indiana. If you were like,
tobacco's a nightshade, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where if you're running around in Indiana in fields, like for the most part, you're like, yeah, this is corn or this is soybeans, so like it's fine, whatever. Like those are both basically harmless to run through. Like you're more likely to get in trouble like running on a little unsteady ground or like running into an animal or whatever. Tobacco, the big thing is like there's a little bit of sharpness to the leaves, but if it cuts you up as you're running through it, especially if it's like a little bit dewy out, it'll start filling you with nicotine. And like that'll like, especially if you're a teen and you've never touched a cigarette in your fucking life, it can be bad. Yeah, like if you get any kind of cut, you can allegedly, I don't know, I don't think. Maybe we should ask the Mythbusters. Can we get Jamie Heineman naked and have him run through a field of tobacco? I just want to know. Colloidal silver sheets. Ooh, purple mode?
Now we're talking. I'd love to get Argyria and not be able to breathe.
Oh, it might take a sec, robust laser. Usually these things take like quite a bit longer, that they roll the longer pull time because they're like, we're doing it for a week, so it's fine if it takes 10 minutes. I'm like, sigh, okay, as I'm over here programming something that responds to somebody redeeming a channel point reward in 7 seconds. Yeah, I would, how would sleeping in colloidal silver make you purple? Because I know like taking it does, right?
I mean, it's contact with colloidal silver. It ends up, leaching silver into your body. Colloidal silver was something you're supposed to rub on your skin. It wasn't for drinking. It would give you the Argyria regardless.
Cool. You handle enough, it does? Yo. Weighted blanket made out of depleted uranium. Hell yeah. Give me a lead weighted blanket. What coding languages are you using? The only ones really supported by this are JavaScript, which is annoying, but it's whatever, because I am exactly smart enough at coding that I can handle most tasks I need to do, and I'm exactly dumb enough at coding that every coding language is the fucking same to me because I never interact deep enough that the differences cause me problems. I just have to look up how I write down the special magic words that incant using the information from a different part of the program, and we're Gucci. I'm exactly stupid enough that I can't cause myself huge problems from switching languages. I've used like 12 different ones, and it's always a case of like, I never learned anything complicated enough for it to really matter. It's kind of a nice place to be. Yeah, I'm smart enough to like make a computer set off a thing, but I'm not smart enough to be tricked into thinking that the computer is thinking back. There's like a gap there, right? And you want to be somewhere in there. Knowing how computer works and being able to use computer in the modern era, huge benefit. It's great. Having some ability to computer kicks ass. Strong recommend.
Ила Эмертуэс дай. You spend 5 minutes trying to find my penis. Татери being cornbune. On
But
my
yeah, don't get so into computer that you start believing that the computer is having thoughts on its own independently of you. Because then you're lost.
I don't have to think about that kind of stuff. I know that my computer is having those thoughts about me, and they're about me, and it wants to hurt me personally. It comes into my room and tells me this personally. It gets up on like wires or some shit and tells me, like, whispers in my ear saying,
Yo,
"You a bitch."
I think that works. Who else was it? Let me just slam 3 of these in queue. Word. And then there was another one right after. It was, oh boy, they're all procking at once, huh? See how I told you sometimes it would just take a minute? Oh, it just said A player for that one. Okay, word. Lord in heaven. All right. And then Secret Gagent. Sick. Time to be king shit of Spam Mountain in my own chat. Sorry. Thank you so much for supporting me on this, the day of getting that bag, as it were. There we go. All right, back to shopping. Hi, Mario Andretti. Dumpty cheese. Oh, boy. Oh, nice. Is this on sale? Honestly, the buff I want the most is guys to take it from outside to the storeroom and then also being able to buy 50 of a thing at once. I'm gonna start.
Yeah, it seems like they have a pretty decent amount of like future plans for the game, so
Yeah.
stuff like that is likely to happen.
Yeah. The update stuff has been really good so far. It seems like they have a pretty... the thing that I like is it seems like they have both a good set of ideas and an achievable set of ideas. Because I think that's where a lot of smaller dev teams fuck it up. Just frankly, that's where they make the mistake, is they try and like... They have good ideas, but they're too much too fast, especially for like the scale their team is currently at. These are all like achievable things. Like literally one of them was like doors. We're going to add the ability to open and close the door. And I'm like, hell yes. That's a goal you can get. Hot damn, is that achievable? That's so smart.
You know, it's not a goal that I want to do on that. I just want to remove that door entirely.
That's right.
And by that I mean I want to take the door off its hinges, but have the hole be there the whole time.
Yeah. That door is taking up valuable real estate.
Exactly. I could put shelves in front of it and have it line up with shelves that don't have to be in front of the door.
Think about that.
It's nice that there's a mod for it, but I want to see it in the base game, is what I mean, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to worry about, oh yeah, have a mod and then like every game the game gets updated, might have to reinstall that mod. The mod of remove door may eventually become non-used media.
Hell yeah. It's going to be like half of my mods for Lethal Company, where it's just like someone once thought it'd be very funny to have the emergency exit fart at an insane volume whenever you use it for one day. And so now I have a weird 700 megabyte file of the loudest fart ever recorded somewhere on my hard drive until the end of time. Also, what's good, Jock?
That's a powerful fart. Dang. 700 megs? Whoa. That's the largest audio WAV I've heard for something like that.
Me when I'm about to drop the thickest flack you've ever heard. 8 gigs, please. Dishwasher? Oh, god damn
You
it! All
need
these
those
people
dishwasher
need me to-
tablets?
I need to get dishwasher tablets. Hold up. It's 9 p.m. There's no tablets available. We're out of tablets. Sorry, everyone. How am I out of toilet paper? We bought so much toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. This is a disaster.
Bidet brand toilet paper? Dang.
Right? Oh, hey. Congrats on getting a funky fella. Honestly, looks adorable.
So like, if it's bidet brand toilet paper, does that mean it's wet already? I think so, right? Otherwise, why would it be a bidet thing?
Thank you for the donation. All right, I know one of these was here. No toilet paper. Look, I'm busy. Okay.
Crowd control for
My
For
PC
supermarket
is 15
sim?
years old and dead, and I need to build a new one, so I
Oh,
can't help
nice.
with the
Yeah.
AFK event,
I had
so here's a
heard.
dono
I had heard
instead.
that was in the pipeline. Lucy messaged me about that a while ago. That would be sick because I would love to run deeper, stupider Sammy webhook integrations with crowd control for this game. If I could make it so anytime someone catches a legendary fish, it immediately gives me $1,000, that'd be sick as fuck. Or, I mean, because, like, look what it already does, right? Also, yo, congrats on the croissant shark. Nice. Based. Very good. Nice catch.
nice on.
Nice on. Woo. Hook the lunker. Yeah, I need to mess with more of the Sammy webhook with crowd control stuff. I haven't messed with it a lot. I've been kind of like doing little baseline crowd control-esque Twitch plays-esque stuff. Chat, if you missed Saturdays, by the way, the crowd control of Kukayomi, how is it two of them this quick? I hate being me sometimes, you know, the luck swings are, fish boost is off, to be clear. I made sure fish boost was off. Oh well. But doing crowd control Kukayomi was incredible. That video of punching the lady in the ghost house 1,000 times, outrageous. Apparently, I have almost S tier characters already. Yo, nice. All right, so I needed to buy tablets and also toilet paper. How much is the next store expansion? That's kind of what I'm wondering too. Because I feel like that's the thing that scales the most out of control. Holy shit, dishwasher tablets are expensive. No wonder my ass didn't buy those. My hungry ass could never afford a brain surgeon. I feel like the expansions get really expensive. Yeah, 67 hundo. I mean, I can afford it right now. Yum. I have no loans. I have a... Look at this! Street full of profits! Thank you. And again, y'all, if you finish one of those and you want me to cast for you a couple times, just let me know. The pop-up thing on stream, by the time I hear it's going off, since it is like more subtle than most of my stupid ass alerts, I sometimes miss it. Why is toilet paper so big? Who did this? Who do I gotta vote for to make toilet paper smaller? That's what I want to know. What candidate is that? Jin, my favorite of some of those earlier campaigns was a lot of them wanted you to use like a bespoke pre-screen thing. But the one they gave us for a while was like so big file size wise that it would like always be buffering. Like the OBS internal buffer for video stuff like was not big enough at the time, so it would just like be stuttery and look bad always. And I'm just like telling them, I'm like, can you just like send me an MP4 of it? And they're like, okay. And they did that, and then there were no problems. But yeah, they sent us that for so long where I was like, this thing is so huge. OD Gaming
gross.
Resident 20, holy shit.
Sorry, I have not unlocked the toilet paper
It's
or
so
paper towels there.
Fucking big. It's so big, dude. It sucks.
How much does it sell for, at least?
A shitload. It is, I think toilet paper is the most expensive. It is literally a whole space, though.
Yeah.
It's brutal. I wanted to get cleaning because it's like an entire new, genre of stuff. I was sick of just having 12 different types of sugar. You feel me? I was like, I want to get into commerce of good. Who didn't put this cheese away? What a moron. It was me.
That's kind of the same reason why I grabbed the booze, the vodka and beers.
Makes sense. Do those require like refrigeration or anything?
Some of them do, some don't. The vodka, no, that's room, and the kegs and the 6-packs, those are all stored outside on shelves. The individual bottles of beer, especially the ones that very strongly look like they're piss branded, which is not me really joking. It really looks like it says piss from afar.
You're selling me on this beer gamer. You're selling me on picking this beer license up. You're telling me I can stock piss? Fresh?
Piss. Yeah.
Fresh from the spring?
Yeah, fresh piss.
Tastes the fuck all.
And on top of that, the individual bottles, those are salt-sized boxes, so you can get a lot of those and just have them on hand. They're not worth a ton, but they're still like something. The kegs, you can store 6 per shelf, and those are like 28 each. They're the most expensive thing in my store at the moment. The 6-packs are like, they're in the middle between those. And the vodka is like just below that. The kegs have great margins. They just require frequent restocking, and they're in the really large box. You can only have one on the shelf.
Did you ever wait? What's this? I need dishwash. No, I think I'm out of that kind of cleaner. Ah, shit. Well, I only have $136 because I just expanded and got a new corner to smoke in. Fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh no!
I think I just
I'm trapped in my smoking corner.
Myself.
Help! I'm trapped in a prison. Did you just hit this expansion yourself?
Yeah, I saved up for like a few in-game, well over an in-game week. Grabbed 2 expansions in one go and a license and a bunch of things like that.
Nice. I was waiting until I had a whole day where I didn't run out of a product. And then I was like, okay, now I'll buy an expansion. Because that means like I'll be good enough to, keep the cycle going. There might be a moment or two where someone checks out without 1 or 2 things and I go, damn it. And then it's whatever. Because like losing 1 or 2 store points is whatever. You still get, 3 or 4 in a single transaction. So it's whatever. It's only when you're out of like 7 things that it's like, uh-oh.
Like bleach.
How much could bleach possibly cost? $20? Ah, 285 over 10.
Okay, individual things of bleach are pretty cheap then.
That's not bad. Yeah, they take up a lot of space.
That's a refreshing, cheap drink for the summer then.
Yeah, for the thinking man. I need like 40 more goddamn cents. Will someone spot me 50 cents? Thank you.
Did you get those dishwasher tablets as well?
Yeah, those are already out on the floor.
Nice. Bleach is also big box. Ugh.
That's right. Yeah, that's part
Big
of
box
what's
is the
making
fucking
me
worst.
It's part of what's making me think at some point I'm going to fully cycle out my store and just keep like, you know, a couple $1,000s on hand, build as many racks as I can, and then get the full revolving rack system together where I like just, you know, have a rack with a specific item and have them like kind of in rows that I deploy into.
I just want to point out that fucking customer just left for your storage.
Oh yeah,
what the fuck's going on with that?
Oh,
Why
yeah,
do they do that?
Sometimes
why is your store set up in a way to let them do that?
Doc, sometimes they walk back here, raise their hand up, and then teleport something out of the fridge into their hand. It's fucking awesome. My store is so cool, dude.
Your store is so fucked up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Part of the reason my store is so successful is I built like a cardboard golem, which I have since destroyed, but I kept the spirit around. And I think that's really done some shit to the whole vibes, you know? Choppers.
Committing crimes here. The green tea, the extremely expensive green tea.
Yes. Which got nerfed, by the way.
Oh, it did? Dang.
I think both teas got nerfed because they used to have a lot more in each individual container.
The black tea is still the same. That still is 1 box per shelf. But yeah, the green tea was like 6 shelves per box, right?
Oh, holy shit. Someone already hit
Or
level
4
40?
shelves.
Wait, what time is it? Damn, they were like, yeah, it's definitely going to take someone 3 hours to hit Resonance level 40. So shout outs to whoever just fucking showed them. Hot dog. Yeah, now I'm wondering like what's the strats?
The license that I can definitively say is definitely a good one to grab.
Yeah.
The meat and sushi one. That's the good shit.
Ugh, green tea cleaner.
Okay. They nerfed how much you get off of it, but they did also lower its price. Because I remember getting 10 of them used to be 2,000.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend I pay that close of attention. Says the man who is juggling a pirate Kmart radio station and a fishing pond. You know, normal store stuff. I feel like what we've got here is like more of a kind of fun, like small Japanese shop type thing.
This is Don Quixote.
Yeah, where there's like a random thing. Damn, someone else managed to slam it into 40 already? That's nuts. Yeah, there's like a little arcade. There's maybe like a fun arcade machine. What would be your favorite arcade machine to find, Doc, just in the wild at a random like let's say you have to play it outside, but there's an overhang over you still?
Like an arcade machine specifically, not like some other weird kind of...
It's got to be like, yeah, like a little arcade machine, yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Do?
Yeah, let's go with Mr. Do.
Mr. Do? Okay, yeah, Mr. Do. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I know that there were at least a few Q*bert arcade machines, so like I could just face to Bert.
Playing Q*bert now?
No, I don't. But like, if I saw it in the wild, I would do it. Obviously.
Do you want to show off?
No, it's just it's an urge.
Hey everybody, look how good this guy is. Kill screen. Hey, there's a kill screen coming up on Q*bert if anyone's interested.
If you think I would announce to other people that I was playing Q*bert in such a manner, you deserve having to have someone pop in with a $50 bill and then say, "I'm just getting a bottle of water. Can you break this 50?"
Yeah, I'll pay for my crimes. Yeah, sometimes you just, what if, are there any babes around? I want them to see me playing Q*bert.
How fucking dare you?
Thank you, everyone. Sorry my store is blowing up in clownery right now. My bad. But yeah, I think that's the thing I'm most excited about with fishing and crowd control stuff is if I can get it so that I can play through a game and be like doing a faster, you know, like borderline speed run thing. And then have chat just passively be making income. Like, you know how when we played Stardew Valley co-op, or the other time I played Stardew Valley co-op, or the other time I played Stardew Valley co-op, where I just like fished the whole time and just was the passive income machine? What if I let chat do that for me? What if we all did that? I think that would be cool. Let chat participate in the fishing game.
The implications behind bringing that up when I'm in the zone, does that mean at some point I have to implement Bean Day into my stream? And does everyone has to work so much?
Everyone has to figure out how to get coffee beans to grow in their house. Yeah.
And then spend like literally the entire in-game day every single time, every other day for 2 seasons of the year.
Have to hit up the homies for support on Bean Day.
Y'all, Bean Day is literally crushing my soul. I need some help.
It was so fucking funny. Oh no, we're out of competitive ranked spaghetti. I don't know if the crowd control dev is still in here because I just had the worst idea for a thing if they could do it, which is let chat change product names. I don't know how often product names come up, but I think it would be a pretty good bit to be able to like pay a little bit to just change what the name of something is in the system so that so it's hard to look up. I'm realizing now it doesn't really show up much though. Yeah, never mind. They kind of go out of their way. Yeah, I guess chat ordering you random things could be good. Now the question is, if you got something that you don't have a license for, how does that work? Could chat start... Oh, Game Force's name's word. If you could get things that weren't on license, would you not be able to sell them? Could chat start delivering shit you can't use?
I'm assuming one of the options already included is chat gets to decide what goes up and down in value in a day.
Ooh, if they're allowed to mess with that, that would be wild.
Because like things like, oh yeah, you've been using coffee so much. Sorry, man. Coffee's tanking.
No, don't nerf coffee. That's cringe chat. Yeah, that could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it's public yet, actually. No, so I'm like, I should look at this instead of just saying shit. And then I'm like, wait, I might not be able to look at this. Oh, you know, it makes sense when you search for oil. Toilet paper shows up. It's because it's got the word oil in it. Hear about this?
Right, because it's made of eucalyptus oil or something.
Yeah. Just like my sheets.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my skin is so relaxed in the wild. I don't know. What does eucalyptus really do for pandas? Not pandas. Koalas.
For pandas. For koalas, it poisons them lightly and gets them a little drunk. And then they have to process eating it twice before they can actually eat it, which they eat as a fecal, like a fecal slurry, if I remember right. Yeah.
Cool. Cool animal. Thanks, nature. Keep it up. Hey, thanks for getting Rowan. He's a little guy. I'm excited to learn more. I will say the little bit I played of this game, the art style on it, I was like actually pretty impressed. I'm like, damn, this is very much your own art style and it's really well executed. Well, I'll be. I gotta look at the rest of the spoilers of Thunder Junction because I think they put out all of them now, right? I think we hit the last of them.
The set's out.
Yeah, the set's like fully out, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's just not on, I believe it's out in paper and will be out on like digitally in like a few days.
Word.
I know that it's not out digitally yet because I know that Jens is not playing a draft of it tomorrow. It's been on Scryfall for a while.
Sick. I should go through those. Was there anything else I was like woefully low on? Oh, competitive ranked spaghetti. I keep forgetting to get it. I wonder if there's a variable that's just like player current location, since every single one of these is the same, right? Everybody's at the same layout. Could you make a crowd control thing that just teleports you off into a fucking corner? Could you just let chat like throw $1? You do. Great. So chat
You
can
already
just,
have that one. Good.
beautiful.
Smart.
Molto Benny. Keep it up, team. Yeah, awesome. Great. Just checking. Just checking. All right, word. Yeah, having chat just give me $1 to throw me off into a corner, just X zone me, is extremely funny.
If it would be viable at some point as well, like having a name be above like this probably require an additional extra hook of chat into game, but like if there's a couple of things. It's like sometimes the customers have like a name above them as well, and that's like of someone in chat. That'd be kind of fun because then you can go like ha Sebmol in chat is buying 5 boxes of spaghetti and nothing else, and it'd be funny to make fun of him about that.
People do love that. Yeah, if Faster the Light ever taught me anything, it's that people love to have a little guy and be like, that's me. And I know it because even when I watch Smite stream Faster the Light, I repeatedly would be like, ooh, I want to be a little guy. And then I'd be a little guy who jumped in another spaceship and like cut a guy's throat, and I'm like, sick, that's just like me, for real. I always do that when I'm a mantis in a spaceship.
Mm-hmm. I figured that'd be a bit of extra work and stuff, so I'm not surprised that it's not in at the moment.
Yeah, because I know I wanted to look at the Balatro crowd control stuff soon, because that got added, and I am interested in that, especially now that the game has received a really cool balance patch that makes me want to play it again. Because yeah, holy smokes, just it immediately went from like purple stake and up sucks shit to play to purple stake and up is challenging but fair. Like purple stake is basically where the one before it was now, and like everything got kind of toned down. Oh yeah, Cult of the Lamb had the little guy labels. There's been a couple games that do it. People do love it. It's fun to project yourself on a little guy for an evening. Never let anyone make fun of you for it. I've seen grown men spend entire days projecting themselves onto sports teams. Yeah, the Odd Todd buff is brilliant. That's one of them that made me go like, I'm glad you're willing to buff things for flavor and nerf things for flavor.
Fibonacci costs 8 now instead of 7, because I mean 7 wasn't a Fibonacci number, but 8 is.
8 is, yeah, and like it is a nerf. It is, the card's more expensive, which like is a downside generally speaking. But yeah, it's a Fibonacci number now, and that makes sense.
Yeah. 6 cents cost 6 now. Things like that. Also, that's not a rare anymore, so you don't have to.
Mario.
Oh shit! Second Mario.
Fucking Mario! Are you serious, bro?
2 Marios in like an hour?
Who's
what
finding?
the heck?
He's finding all these Marios.
What the heck?
Get these Marios out of here. Please, get these Marios out of my pond. They're invasive.
So chumbly.
They're invasive, please. How long is the fishing queue, I wonder? Oh, only 20. Okay, it's pretty short. I guess, yeah, because it's only one chat command every 10 minutes. So, like, pretty restrictive. Seems like a good rate. Exactly. 2 Marios is a problem. Either it's a breeding pair, or if they're the similarly aligned Mario, if they're both positive or both negative Marios, then they will fight each other until one of them dies.
Mario is like a beta, like a fighting fish.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But also with like electrical charge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, thong is like a common word for a flip-flop. A flip-flop is a type of thonged sandal, and so it just gets called that in a lot of places still.
A strip of traditionally leather that is used to like keep something in place is a thong of leather. That's what the term means. Yeah.
Is this Puff the Magic Dragon? Sorry, go ahead.
It might be the Puff of the Magic Dragon's song is actually a pre-existing thing that was used for it. Anyway. Can't find 8-pack of eggs. You only have 12 egg.
God damn it, these needy MFers. Oh, I need a specific size of egg or I'm gonna pee. I'm just gonna buy 20 egg.
Egg.
What is this music mix? This is so there's a Kmart. Yo, nice Oreocodermis. There's a mix of what? There's a mix of Kmart
Don't make fun
tapes.
of fish name.
Huh? There's a
Don't make fun of fish names. They don't have any control over that.
Oreochromis? Yeah.
Don't make fun of them.
Yeah, Oreocrocum. Yeah, I love that guy. So
what is wrong with you?
Kmart,
how dare you?
Kmart had tapes they play in the store because it was like a store and they wanted music, but they also wanted to have like a lot of their own ads. So, not so much today, but earlier in the past when we were listening to the future, closer to now, when it was like the 80s and 90s, there's so many ads for shoes and boat batteries and automotive and other things of that nature. Really, really pushing. This part of the tape in particular is like a celebration of 30 years of Kmart. So whenever 30 years after Kmart started, it's then. But this one does seem notably less ad heavy in general. So yeah, I think that's like 60s Kmart, something like that. Butter, peanut butter. Check one person out.
Butter.
I love that I managed
checking one person out and then leaving them behind again.
Yes. All right. Well, good luck.
Criminal. Fucking criminal.
I got other shit going on. I'm a busy man.
Yeah, busy criminal.
That's right. They say idle hands do the devil's work, but I don't know. My hands are pretty busy when I'm doing the devil's work too, honestly. First was 1962. Yeah, that adds up. But yeah, I like that my shop, at least one of them. So they added, I don't know if you noticed, but they added Mirror World checkouts at some point.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can put them butt to butt, and the customers do clip through each other.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that saves space. It's good for commerce if the customers can clip. That means they take less space. That's all upside.
I can't do it. I can't make my store look like that or act like that. It has to make sense.
You have to have a sensible store. You're not okay with the non-Euclidean store like mine. Just don't be in my store for more than like, I don't know, like 2 hours. You'll be fine. If you're in it for more than 2 hours, though, yeah, like okay, then yeah, be careful. You'll get pretty sick. Wait, are there really only, holy shit, nowhere there are only 6 Kmarts now. I mean, God, I guess it's been like, oh,
It's been a while since they went bankrupt. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking even just like, it's been like 6 or 7 years since I was in Indiana, and that was when that Kmart was on its last fucking legs. And that was a Kmart that was holding out for a weirdly long time. So like, if that was dead, it's been, oh God, they had another bankruptcy as well, didn't they? On top of that. Jesus. I mostly remember losing a lot of, was it Borders or Barnes and Noble? One of them was like,
Borders, I believe.
Yeah, I think Borders was in like
is...
a constant state of closing for like a year.
Barnes & Noble is still limping along by virtue of not only stocking books.
They have Funko Pops too.
They do, and a lot of people actually just treat a Barnes & Noble as a cafe, basically.
I was gonna say that's what I used to use the Barnes & Noble for, was I would like go to the Barnes & Noble, grab a like either a cool video game magazine or like a Magic the Gathering magazine or something, and like grab one of those off, and then just like grab a couple biscotti and a coffee and like hang out while my parents finished like, I don't know, doing whatever they had to do after church. talk to someone.
The last time I went to a Barnes & Noble, it was because a few years back, like 5 or 6, Massachusetts got hit with a really bad windstorm. No precipitation, just wind. And it basically knocked power out in the entire state. So just me and some buds decided to go drive out somewhere, and a Barnes & Noble still had power and was open, and we just hung out there for a day.
Nice. They got that Waffle House factor. They got that resilience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also that people are bringing up, Barnes & Noble sells a lot of manga now because that's an increasingly common purchase in general.
That makes sense. Yeah, they were one of the first places that was like willing to stock more niche books. I remember there was a Barnes & Noble I went into not too long ago where I was like pretty impressed by they had like a lot of art books of just different media in general. Like there was just like, they had a full section of like just art books, and I was like, oh, that's actually tight because art books are cool. I'm into that. Nice.
The last time I actually was at a Barnes & Noble, they had stocked on the shelf JoJo's Araki's manga like style and form book that he wrote about it.
I think the one that made me go like, oh, they're taking this seriously and like getting the things people do crave and things that are also like incredible gifts. Like one of them was a Final Fantasy 14 art book, and I was legitimately like considering picking up a few of them purely as like gifts. I'm like, I know at least 8 people who are fucking gaga for Final Fantasy 14. Chances are I'm gonna need a gift for one of them at some point. Toilet paper, why are your boxes so big?
I'm pretty sure the book I currently have in my hands right now could be got at Barnes & Noble, and that's kind of funny. I was given as a Christmas gift the Magic the Gathering Cuisines of the Multiverse official cookbook.
Yo, MTG cooking? That's sick.
Yeah.
I love the goofy lore cookbooks. I think that shit rips. I'm all about it. Enjoy your universe. Why not? Have fun with it. Why is toilet paper so goddamn big? You! Look what you do, bidet brand toilet paper. Why do you have your destroyer labeled on you, you moron? Not only is toilet paper big, it's stupid too. Honestly, I think the reason I get so mad about it is, it reminds me of me a lot. Honestly, as long as like you got the game through the link and everything and got the install through that, I wouldn't worry about it too super much. It'll eventually pop up with your name on the stream with it when it pops off your thing, but it seems like they're coming through in batches. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is a super direct way to do it. But yeah, I'll be checking out a little bit of that too later today as well. Why is toilet paper so big? Yeah, I think PC is the only ones they were counting for me for what it's worth. So if you're trying to play on mobile, you can. I won't stop you, but I don't think those count. Yeah, the eternal joys of not being on window. Wait, what song is... I know this. What? Why does this shit sound like Leak Spin? Did Hatsune Miku go to the past and make this?
Well, that was originally a Finnish folk song.
Did
well.
Hatsune Miku go to the past and write a Finnish folk song? My God, she really is a Billy Bat. My God. Did Hatsune found Finland? Are you a Lisa fan? I liked Lisa, I think it's just Lisa the Painful. The one where you play as Brad. And then the rest of them I was notably less keen on. They were all right, but they definitely did not hit as hard or consistent for me. But I'm interested in seeing like if they do more of it, you know. I liked it. And then someone mentioned earlier, and I apologize, I never followed up on it, but yeah, the thing I'm kind of hyped for, but also very cautious about, is there were mentions and images of a possible continuation or some kind of new generation version of my favorite Gundam, which I would, well, you know, one of my favorite I have multiple favorite series of Gundam because Gundam does different Gundam series do different things. So it's okay to you can have more than one favorite because they do different things. One of them though, G Gundam, they showed images that they may in fact be making more G Gundam, or something along those lines, some kind of project related to G Gundam. The only reason I was excited in particular is because it showed them with some new character art, which you rarely show new character art for a thing that is, you know, a repro of another property. So I'm hopeful. Oh yeah, Domon's original voice actor is an orthopedic surgeon, yeah. The fact that there is a non-zero chance that I designed a surgery used by the voice actor of Domon Kashu, incredible. Never lost upon me. I'm just hopeful because it is about the appropriate amount of time where the people who are like super hardcore fans of G Gundam are people slightly older than me to people slightly younger than me. Like I'm right in that sweet spot, and there's a lot of people who are like getting pretty good at making shit who are about that age. I think we have some folks who maybe have been huge G Gundam fans for a long time who would be very well equipped to work on that kind of property. I think the world's ready. I think the world would understand G Gundam this time. Because I think the world gets G Gundam now, right?
I certainly get G Gundam.
I get G Gundam. What are your favorite Gundams? Because for me, I think the two that are like really stand out to me personally are G Gundam and Turn-A. I just love both of them so much. Turn-A in particular just like does such a beautiful job of eloquently laying out so many of the plot points and beats and ideas of Gundam and just really solidifying them together in a really thoughtful, touching way.
I have not actually watched that many Gundam series.
No kidding.
I have seen all of G Gundam to completion. I've seen a few others that I enjoyed, but would not necessarily put out as like that almost certainly would not be one of my favorites kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't actually really have an answer to that when I get down to it.
Iron-Blooded Orphans is incredible. Iron-Blooded Orphans, my only problem with it is it's like really sad. You need to be in the spirit for Iron-Blooded Orphans because it is not like this is not a good time for us, dog. It's fantastic, but it's almost like it's some kind of facsimile of the Vietnam War or whatever. Who can say? There's some kind of bad war going on. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, G-Witch was sick. G-Witch was really fun. Yo, big catch on the treasure chest. One salt, please.
Just a treasure chest.
You know what? You gave me exact change for the salt. You can have it. Let's go, baby. I've been meaning to watch through a bunch of Gundam. So the thing is, watching all of Gundam, especially like in chronological order, is like a fool's errand. Take it from one of my best friends and fool Kuvo, who did it. At least did a lot of it. There's a period in there where Gundam was not good.
I watched Toonami. I watched Toonami when it was current and part of the zeitgeist of teenagers watching Toonami. Which means I have in fact seen quite a lot of Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing is so funny. Gundam Wing is awesome. It's like one of the worst, and it's due to the way it's structured, unless you sit down and watch all of it in like a very short number of sittings, it is very easy to miss all of the ways that it is insanely terrible. It's so funny. I still, the scene I think about the most in Gundam Wing is there's a part where the nasty lady, when she's in her bad bitch era, extreme. Yeah, oh my god, why is it always two legends back to back like this? I swear. But she kicks a motherfucker out of a plane, and in particular, it's the guy who talks like this in the series, the guy who knows that they've got Gundamanium alloy from outer space. That guy. And she kicks him out of the back of a plane while he's tied to a chair. And you're like, okay, that's lethal. That kills the guy. Yeah, General Septum.
Pulls out a gun and fires down at him as he's falling.
Which is I might state one of the most insane trick shots I have ever seen out of a moving airplane. Points a like fucking like a 9/11 straight down and fires it out of a moving aircraft
straight
and
down.
hits a moving target that's like being caught in a breeze with no spin, which if you don't know is the way where it moves the most and the most unpredictably. That's called a knuckleball in baseball, and it's really hard to tell what it's gonna do because it turns out that's just basically interacting directly with turbulent flow. So it's just a nightmare. Yeah, Headshot's the guy too. It's so funny. That character's so bad too. That character is like on the top 3 of will walk out the door, vanish for 3 episodes, come back and be an entirely different character. Like different motivations, different beliefs, different action sets, like does different things always.
That happens a lot in Gundam Wing because the character motivations are literally never consistent.
Yes.
They just change their minds constantly.
Yeah, because they they originally wrote it as like a different kind of series, and then they were like, okay, we've decided we actually do want this to be for quote unquote 4 boys, so they switched it from being about, you know, Relena and all that. My favorite part about Hiro Yui is the part where he stands up in front of his classroom and when being asked to say something about himself, like, hi, I'm Ty, I'm from Indiana, I like video games, card games, baseball, fighting games, all sorts of stuff. Instead he stands up and like gives a speech on why war is bad. And I don't know if there is more pure and unrestrained of a sir, this is a Wendy's energy that has ever been delivered in a piece of media, but him going on this wild ass speech about war and everyone in the room just kind of staring at him like, it's pretty peak. Yeah, that is the one really funny part too, is he gives that speech when he's pretending to be someone else. So that next time his friend shows up, everyone's like, hey, you're not the guy who gave that really impassioned speech. We all remember because he got everyone's attention. Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
That's wild to know that Kmart's been running the prescription game for a really long time. I turn the lights on sometimes, you know, as a treat. Oh, yo, thank you, somebody. Hey, whoever that was. Oh, I wish it was a little easier to read. Invertin, thank you. Oh, yep, here comes the next batch. Thank you, a player. I need beef bleach. Shit. Ooh, beef bleach sounds vile.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like saying that out loud really just like hit bad.
You all ready to bleach your beef? You can do it.
Oh yeah, I have this whole zone I haven't done anything with. Oh well.
You've got a lot of space now. If you wanted to, you could make like, I don't know, aisles?
I think I need to get more space first. How much is the next expansion? Like $1 million?
It's like 11,000, I think.
God, they're so big. It's so expensive. Yeah, 11,000. Yeesh.
Yeah, I feel like this is teasing like later down the line of like, yeah, you're not getting to a large portion of these for quite a while or ever at the current state of the game. But as the game gets updated, you will eventually.
Yeah. Stop typing belief beach in chat. Belief beach.
Here comes the beautiful bee. Here comes the beautiful bee.
Thank you for reminding me of the joy of Maria Kushranada. I would never forget the Big Kush. Please. The Big Kush, creator of the robot that's only used for killing, that then gives it to someone and is like, I can't believe he killed with the robot
I can't
that
believe
only
you
kills.
leave out Maria Maya Kushranada.
Chocolate?
Here I am in the market, straight bleefing it.
Oh, that's
And by it,
Trey's?
I mean,
Wait, isn't Kush the one on the... Oh, no, Kush is his boyfriend, right? Oh, Marie Maya is the 7-year-old antagonist of the OVA. Ah. Gundam Wing's so cool. And by that, I do mean, like, one of the... I don't want to say one of the worst. It's just like in the grand scheme of Gundams, it actually ends up being like lower mid, but that's just because there's some series of Gundams that are like insanely bad. There are some really, really fucking bad Gundams. Holy shit.
and Gundam Wing does have the advantage of being funny bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not boring bad like some other Gundams are.
Yeah. Yeah. Hiro Yui throwing himself out of a fucking building and rolling down like an entire mountainside onto a beach and then standing up and running off will always be hilarious. It'll never stop being funny to me. I do love the version someone made of that clip where it's just like edited to be him rolling down a hill like 3 times, and like one time he like 3 times as long and he just like stops in the middle and then keeps rolling. It's It's like a Kung Pao bit. It really is. It really is. It also has some of the worst Gundam designs in the entire series in a way that's very, very funny. God, Heavy Arms. Heavy Arms, and then later on they're like, Heavy Arms 2. We made the problems of the Heavy Arms even worse. Is this good? Does this help? Heavy Arms is so funny too, because yeah, even in the show they're like, yeah, all Heavy Arms really does is like provide covering fire for like 6 minutes, and then is like, uh-oh boys, I'm out of ammo. Uh-oh fellas, I think that's it for me, the funny clown man. Gotta go. Never forget, piloted by a clown. And then people keep getting into the death machine, the machine that makes you go crazy and kill people, and they're like, it'll be fine if I get into it for a little bit. What does it do? Oh, it makes you lose your mind and kill everyone you know. Oh, okay. Are there any upsides? Not really. I think
To be fair, that's reasonably common amongst Gundam series in general. You know, the death machine that causes death to everyone involved, including the person piloting it.
True. I just feel like the Gundam Wing one is like extra bad because there's no clear upside. Like it never really does anything good other than make the person who's in it go insane and kill everyone. That's it. Like the Dark Gundam is at least they're like
That at
able
least
to
makes your bot
explain-
stronger and do things, you know? Like,
yeah, like it enhances you. It does make you stronger. It gives you incredible superpowers at a horrible cost. This one's just like, yeah, it makes you scream a lot, kill a bunch of your friends, and then it turns off. Oh, okay. Does it do anything else? Not over the course of the series, it doesn't. Yo, miniature painting? Nice. Yo, miniature painting is
I wish
sick.
that was not the world's most expensive hobby.
Right? Yeah, it's like so cool.
And I say
Kubo-
that as technically a sword collector.
I'm always quite envious of how good Kubo's gotten and all that stuff. Okay, we got the red flower. We got enough bidet brand toilet paper. Oh, I probably somehow need more coffee already, which is unhinged, but that's the rate people go through coffee in this city. Am I right? In this city? Yeah, as far as is it more or less expensive than Warhammer, I think it ends up being on Warhammer is a type of miniature painting, and Warhammer just ends up being slightly above costed because it has both a property and a game attached to it. Thus, there is above average demand, probably driving up costs a little bit. But also availability is probably very high compared to other stuff. And honestly, Warhammer being so successful as miniatures probably has upped the availability of like other miniature paints, you know, overall, thus reducing costs. So like, yeah. It's like the big one, yeah. It's kind of like, did D&D make tabletop? Was it good for tabletop gaming? Which, like, I think long term, like overall, yeah, definitely. I love
At least
throwing
the early ones.
Yeah, at least the early ones, yeah.
Because I would be hard pressed to say if D&D current style is good for tabletop gaming, because I don't believe it is.
I don't even know what current style is like in D&D. Because, like, that's kind of what my feel has always been, is it's, like, kind of streamlined. Like, it's streamlined enough that the people who want it streamlined more, and the people who don't want it streamlined are upset at how streamlined it is. That's true. Lancer kicks ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, thank you for the reset.
What's up?
I see multiple people in this chat showing D&D for I'd love. Yeah, we got some real
Fourth edition.
some real fucking dorks in here.
I'm a fourth edition defender to my fucking grave. Fourth edition D&D is the only game, the only D&D since like fucking AD&D that knows what it wants to be.
Warlords are 4E, right? The ones where you can like.
Yes, warlords are the iconic class of 4E, basically.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm also a 4E defender, if only because warlords kick ass.
The thing is that what 4th edition D&D is that it's a tabletop war game. It doesn't try to pretend to be anything that it isn't. It's just a tabletop war game.
Yeah, badass. I'm into it.
Every other one is compromised by like a whole bunch of other things, like that it's trying to do extra stuff for that. Yeah. And for what it's worth, yes, for the fact that 4E never got a video game was such a squandered mess. That was because Wizards of the Coast did really fucking stupid decisions on how to license 4th edition. That's the only non-OGL edition of the game, basically.
Someone mentioned Pathfinder too. Yeah, Pathfinder's neat. That Paizo Publishing it's like really nice people in general. At least like the ones who I interacted with. They always
The people
were
who work
chill.
for Paizo are very nice, yes.
Yeah, like all the Paizo folks in general just seemed like just the nicest people every time. Even when I was like, I'm sorry, your game is too crunchy for me and I'm too dumb to hold all this information in my head. They were like, that's okay, buddy. We get it. I'm like, all right, thank you.
Yeah, I will definitively say every single person who I've met that's worked on Pathfinder has been great. I have otherwise read the stories of the people who run Paizo being awful, but that's different. That's not the people who worked on it.
Yeah. Oh, employee Paizo successfully unionized? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Remember like horror stories about the building in which people had to work out of for Paizo of like, yeah, there's like a carpet in there that hadn't been like cleaned in like 7 years or something, and they weren't allowed to clean it. They just had to deal with that.
Oh, the worst ones I've heard of as far as like that kind of stuff goes is the stories I heard from like the early pandemic days of everyone I knew who worked in Japan. Everyone I knew who worked in Japan is like, there's just no circulation at all in any of these buildings. Like the weather's always kind of nice, so they like just don't have good ventilation. Also, half the people in here still smoke while they work. So it's just like, great, I get to hang out in stale smoke air during a pandemic. Tight. Oh, bad carpet is the worst. Are we finally at the point where people have kind of like shaken out to mostly using just a handful of tabletop systems again? Because I know there was like a huge explosion in indie systems.
See, here's the thing. Yes, and that's kind of a problem.
That was kind of what I was wondering, is like, because it seemed like it had proliferated so rapidly and so impossibly fast that, considering how long it takes to make and run a tabletop campaign, it seemed absolutely impossible. Yo, hey, thank you so much for picking up the Classic Gazette. Hey, I appreciate that explicitly because, and again, my rep told me it was okay to say this. That costs $5 and it gives me $10. So thank you so much. That is a sick way they're letting me let folks donate, and I appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you. But yeah, the proliferation
It's not
of
that D&D
systems
is the
seems
only
like
game people play
outlandish.
again.
Yeah.
But the problem is, so I said earlier of big problem with 4th edition being the way that its OGL worked was really stupid. And that was true. On the other hand, the extremely overly permissive OGL has its own problems. Because it's like, so the big thing about it is that yes, it is actually in its own way very very permissive, and it's a good thing that people have access to be able to make something with that basic rule set that a lot of people are already familiar with now, basically, right? At the same time, that hugely homogenizes the hobby, like extremely so, and it ends up people like trying to sell their game the only way that they can think of to do it is to make it a hack of D&D, basically.
'Cause that's
and
what
that's
happened-
also a problem.
That was like kind of what happened with the initial OGL, right? Like at some level, that was like the goal. That was the point, was to make that happen. Yeah.
But yeah, the explosion of indie games was in part because that wasn't allowed for 4th edition D&D. You could get the license to do that, but like only 2 games ever did because people did not actually want to have to pay Wizards of the Coast to be able to do that.
Yeah.
There's the additional problem, of course, of technically speaking, what the fuck is stopping someone from doing that without getting the licenses for it?
Oh,
because
yeah. That was
it's already proven in court you can't copyright game mechanics. That's not a thing you can do.
Yeah, that was the grand realization a lot of people came to when early in the pandemic when Wizards decided to fuck around really hard and try to revise the OGL and be like, retroactively, you're all now on this contract, which made a bunch of people who were just funny little nerds back in the day who now like have like high, you know, either have like a company behind them or like have access to a lawyer or something. We're like, hey, this is bullshit, right? And then like every lawyer's like, not only is this bullshit, the thing you had before is bullshit too. Here's why. And they were like, uh-oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that was cool.
The fundamental thing is, it's just especially bad because it was specifically them changing it mid-existence of the edition. Basically, that was fucking ridiculous. Who could possibly justify that shit? Yeah, retroactively, you're on this contract. That's something you can't do. Like legally, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what kind of like extenuating circumstances you would even need to get up to have that be allowed, you know?
You'd have to have made a statement like in the original rules saying that we can change this at any time, I guess, right? Like, but even then, it's still, that basically is basically saying you're writing to agree to a contract that we can change the rules of at any time, which means no one would have actually signed that contract.
Yeah. Locking in for Uni 2 ranked? You gonna run some, Jin? Get him. Get him.
Fuck him up.
Are you playing Nanase? Do I gotta play a little bit of the Nanase national anthem to pump you up?
Oh, nice. Badges on top of customer heads. Nice. Fantastic.
Yo! Badass. Hell yeah. Okay, sick. Now I have to do it. Now I have to use it next time it drops. Oh, you're using Carmine? Okay, well I was gonna queue up, you know, a little.
Pretty good, pretty good.
I still love that they made Nanase's theme like good in Uni 2. It's incredible they managed to like really clean up the honks. All rise for the national anthem of doing sword car and not giving a shit.
I have the additional problem of I don't like running or playing, if I can help it, most of the time fantasy tabletop RPGs, which is most of them.
Yeah.
I like space games.
Yeah.
Space games are so much more interesting to me.
Yeah, I would love more like alternate sitting tabletop games. Like I know y'all did like a bunch of really good like kung fu ones. That seems sick.
Yeah, that was also really interesting because that was explicitly us deciding to run it as a during a historical era kind of thing. I did a lot of research on specifically Southern Song Dynasty China for that.
That's so tight. That's so tight.
Ran that game for like probably like a year and a half, 2 years.
That was like 2 years. Yeah, that one went for quite a while.
And we did Exalted. Exalted is fun, but it's got a ton of its own problems. That one went for a pretty good long while too, and then I had to drop out of doing it because we swapped systems like 2/3 of the way through that game, and I did not have the time to read another book at the time. Especially since I was running Lancer during that point.
Yeah.
And I was running I couldn't do both.
Speaking of Lancer, Lagamoth in chat says, been excited for a Lancer one shot. I'll be perfectly honest, it's the sort of crunchy combat I usually stay away from. So the thing about Lancer is you can build a robot that is insanely high crunch, fiddly as fuck, expects you to deploy 25 little guys and keep track of all of them, to the point that occasionally the DM will accidentally step into a snare and you have to be like, sorry, man. Like, it's just kind of, you can do that.
You did catch me multiple times.
It was so funny. I love that shit. Or, like, if you want, you also can just build a robot that it just kind of moves into position, sets up, and fires a big fucking sniper rifle once every 2 turns. And that can just be how you contribute to your team. And that can be incredible. That can be so useful if someone's about to get lit the fuck up and you're just like, not so fast, and you just completely remove a threat. They'll love you for that. And that is simple as fuck. That's not hard to play. You can just play sit down, take a big shot, relax, and your team will love you. And then you can play really hard during the narrative portion, right? That's a cool thing about Lancer. Yeah, you can be the mortar machine, or you can be the, like, person with a weird gauge that goes over the top and makes you lose control of your robot. So you have to do, like, 17 layers of mental calculus to figure out how many times you need to swing at a robot before your pilot goes crazy. Like, all sorts of shit like that. Lancer has so much cool flexibility on builds. You can make it as simple or as wild as you want. Yeah, and the Lancer stuff is all on Loon's channel. Yep.
I do plan on actually in the next. I have a game that I am running now off stream, just because I actually got tempted to into doing it finally for the first time in like 2 years.
Yeah.
I do plan on running another game after that, of a different system called Eclipse Phase, which is one of my favorites.
Ooh.
Eclipse Phase it has the most wildly permissive character creation of any game, basically, where a basic character archetype that's not like a weird thing to do, it's actually like generally expected at least one person is going to be this, is just a .exe file who has no physical body.
Sick.
Yeah.
And Jason78K in chat hit up a little, you're making it sound like, and then named, I'm presuming, a very specific robot anime. The thing is about Lancer, if there is an archetype of robot, whether it be big, slow, walky one, whether it be, you know, very tight exosuit that's like barely a robot, whether it be like mass produced, like generic body armor kind of robot where like its advantage is it is mass produced, so it's easy as hell to repair, that kind of stuff, that's in it. If there's ever been a robot in a piece of media, it probably already is in Lancer as one of the core robot types. When you look at like the different add-ons and expansions, like once you get a couple license levels in, you can kind of build whatever anime robot you want, or there will be an add-on unit someone made. You can just play whatever robot you want, basically. It's cool as shit. Lancer's a sick game. It's a really flexible system, and people have really, really latched onto it as far as like creating additional stuff. Also, all of the official art for Lancer is fucking cool. I can't speak highly enough of. Yeah, it's Mobius, right? Yeah.
Abaddon.
Sorry, got it mixed up.
Dropkick / I don't remember his real name.
Kill 6
ever,
billion
unfortunately.
Demons. Yeah.
He didn't do all of the official art, but he did most of the official art in the core rulebook, if I remember right, because that was his thing.
James Stocco did pieces. Who's James? Oh god, now I'm showing my ass.
The other, so Lancer like developmentally is kind of stalled a bit because Lancer's actually a 2-person project, and while Abaddon was a huge part of it, there was also Miguel on the other half, who Miguel got hired to do creative writing at Wizards of the Coast. So, and he's now part of the Magic the Gathering creative team. So, like, you know, that's hard to beat as far as a job in tabletop RPGs, fundamentally. Especially since, of course, that was one of his dream jobs. He was actually the head creative lead on Caverns of Ixalan, which was a pretty well received set in general.
Yeah. I still can't believe that we have finally hit the point where Magic the Gathering made a set, and I looked at it and I'm like, they just have been wanting to make the set Eternal made for a really long time, and finally have gotten loose enough guidelines that they can do fucking cool cowboys that are actual cow. Hell yeah.
Lost Caverns of Ixalan is... you may have noticed that if you actually like checked out a lot of it, the fact that Lost Caverns of Ixalan was a lot more Mexican than original Ixalan, that was because it had an actually, I believe, Mexican lead. So
sick. Yeah, I do like that they're like, everybody fucking hates Oko, but what if we keep his abs, because we know what the people crave, it's Oko and his abs, but we give him a funny cowboy hat, and also we make him way worse. like way worse. Like, I think Oko, of the planeswalkers I've seen, might be one of the weaker ones of this set.
I think he's the only planeswalker of the set, because they're only doing one planeswalker per set these days.
Oh, are they? I thought there were more.
Nope.
Oh. No, there's a Jace, right? Yeah. There's the Jace. Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to play that Jace in my deck before I eventually cut it to put in a terrible $90 Efreet. Oh, right. I forgot. In lore, they blew up all the planeswalkers so that they could have there be less planeswalkers.
Okay, yeah. This is the first set in a very long time, I think, where they have done 2 planeswalkers then.
Cool.
Specifically.
Yeah, good to know. For me, it always just felt like there were a trillion planeswalkers out of nowhere. Like, I just woke up one day and there were a million of them, because I played when, like, the first ones were dropped, and then, like, 2 sets after that. And I was like, wow, okay, there's quite a few of these fellas. And then stopped playing for a couple of years, and now there's, like, 100. I mostly remember the original Flipwalkers and no one having any goddamn clue how to evaluate those things.
Well, everyone was de-Phyrexianized, basically. A lot of people were robotified and are not a robot anymore. Like, when we finally see Ajani again, don't be surprised when he's not a robot either.
Yo, or the Burrows, thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate it. Let me... Damn, and also Limecat Master, thank you so much. Let me slam in a few of these. Planeswalkers are such boring cards. Nah, they've made good ones now. There was a period when there were some like pretty boring ones. No longer. They're fun.
Listen,
and
I know
really
that
cool now.
like I know that there's like 20 different Orzhov and Gruul ones, which are all the same. But then you also have shit like Grist the Hunger Tide, and that one fucking rules.
Yeah.
And every zone except on the battlefield, Grist the Hunger Tide is a 1/1 insect creature.
Mr. the Lazy One, I'm so excited because I haven't fully told CoBuddy yet. I ran it past them, but I haven't like put everything together. I'm planning on, so like CoBuddy did a day of trying to get Slyo and myself to properly evaluate the strength of Universes cards because we had never played Universes before. And then CoBuddy, it turns out they've never played Magic. And I want to have them evaluate how strong or weak Magic cards are. And you bet your fucking ass I'm putting 2-cost Tybalt in that pile. You bet.
Hell yeah.
You bet I'm making them evaluate like a really good planeswalker and then immediately being like, what about this one that costs less?
You want, okay, here's the thing. You know what you should do? Is that you should include 2-cost Tybalt. You should include a good, like, 4-mana one, right?
Yeah.
And then you should also include Renin 6, the other noteworthy 2-cost planeswalker. Because Renin 6 is fucked up good. But you wouldn't necessarily know that, especially after hearing how bad Tybalt is.
And yeah, so I think the trick is I either want to put in things that like are like hilariously outrageously bad, completely imparsible, like you bet your ass I'm being like, so, buddy, we've taught you some basic mechanics of Magic. So here's Necropotence. Do you think this is good? It's okay, they played Yu-Gi-Oh once. They can read.
How about including Browbeat just to get them on the Browbeat conundrum instantly?
I'm gonna hit him with Grape Shot. Is this good? What Storm? It recasts. How many spells do you cast in a turn? How many spells do you think you can cast in a turn, buddy? Yeah, here's Chains of Mephistopheles.
Right.
I'm not gonna give you the shorthand.
Listen.
I'm not gonna help you.
Fucking Chains of Mephistopheles. That card's not actually good, is the thing. It's just very complicated.
It's very complicated. Yeah, I think that's one of the easiest to misevaluate things, because that's happened. I feel like that's happened a bunch of times where there's a card with like 2 effects that both seem really strong, but then it has a opponent selects mechanic, which it turns out if your opponent is ever allowed to make a choice, they will choose the worst thing possible. No matter what, they will always choose the thing that is best for them and worst for you. So like so many times, take 5 damage or let your opponent draw 3 cards. Like they'll just be like, okay, I'll take 5 damage because I can just eat that right now. Or sure, I'll let you draw 3 cards because if 5 damage will kill me, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's why it's a good thing to, like, a good example of something to like have someone evaluate of. Both sides of this card are ridiculously undercosted, or at least ridiculously good and not typically in red in some case, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, because the opponent chooses, it fundamentally will never do what you want it to do. It will never do the one that you would prefer them to do because that will be the one that's bad for them.
I'm trying to think of a card that's like unbelievably good, but it's unclear why. Like it's good for a reason other than you might think at first. And I'm thinking like maybe like Bloodbraid Elf might be a little bit of like confusing, or some of the suspend cards, honestly, just because like the way you make suspend cards good is by ignoring the suspend. You just like the Crush of Rhinos or whatever. It's just like, yeah, if you actually play it fairly, it's like okay.
Greater Gargadon.
Tombstone Stairwell. Gush would be good. Gush would only be good if I make them perform an optimal Gush play right after, which I was so pissed that the Gush I played during our Commander game was just I hard casted Gush. I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, paying 5, or no, it wasn't even paying 5. It was just I had the.
No, you got it for free.
You
got it for free because of Lutri.
Because Lutri, yeah,
or
exactly.
Usri,
yeah. Because I had hit the 5 coin flips and just got Omniscience for the turn, so I just cast it for free, and I was like, I didn't have to do any of the Gush math. This sucks. Yeah, Golgari Grave Troll is another one that I think would be like easy to not. Like any delve, I think would be good. What's like a bad draw spell? I'm trying to think of a draw spell that like has a bad enough downside that it's like not good. Because thinking of like really great stuff is easy. There's you can just go look at a fucking deck list, right? Like you go look at a vintage deck list. There you go. There's the good shit. Thinking of stuff that was like close. Because I know one I want to have them look at is one of the more mid Jaces. Yeah, Dredge is one I was thinking, Alex, because I was thinking Treasure Cruise would be easy to miss how crazy Treasure Cruise is.
I was thinking actually Hogak. Hogak would be a beautiful thing to like have to evaluate.
Yeah, because
Hogak was
crazy.
Hogak was hard to evaluate for people who played the game. You know, he had like Hogak ended up in basically every goddamn deck in Modern for like very quickly, but it still was not. He still was not like pre-release evaluated properly.
The other fun part is on top of having KoBuddy guess the card, I'm also going to have them guess the price. I think is part of the idea.
Yes.
So that I can be like, okay, here's a Zodiac dragon. What do you think this is worth? And they'll be like, oh, okay, this is pretty pretty unplayable. I'll be like, all right, what's it worth? Oh, I don't know, $2, $900. Try again. Not so fast.
Pull the fucking reserve list from under their goddamn rug, like they would ever know.
Yeah.
Although Zodiac Dragon's not on the reserve list,
that's just
because
Three Kingdoms.
Portal 3 Kingdom was very, very lightly printed.
Yeah, super light prints in Japan, or in Asian markets only, I believe, and then just never again. Yeah. And yo, congrats on the legendary fish. World Gorger Dragon. Oh.
That's the one that's when it ETBs, it's the only thing you control. It eats everything else that you control.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like what card people thought would be unbelievable and then whiffed.
Oh, there's lots of people like thought this thing was going to be amazing and was rough, but I'm trying to think of ones off the top of my head. I have a lot of the opposite in mind. Like
there were a couple around Abyss and
Shadow
Block that I remember being like people were fucking losing their minds, and then they were dookie. And then you had the other side. You had the Looter Scooter that everybody immediately was like, oh, Looter Scooter looks fucked. And then it released and it was like, Looter Scooter's fucked. And they're like, we're banning Looter Scooter. And everyone's like, that makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. Looter Scooter was cracked.
Undersoul, the primary reason why, I forget what that one's, Knuckle something, I think, that Yeti didn't do great is because no teamer deck managed to emerge from that.
Oh, do you mean Ankle Shanker?
Purely because, what's up?
You mean Ankle Shanker?
No, Ankle Shanker was the Mardu one. That I'm talking about there was a red, green, blue, and that was its only cost 4/4 Yeti that had 3 different activated abilities. Oh. That was the card that was actually evaluated out of Tarkir like stuff of like, okay, that's gonna become the big shit. Savage Knuckleblade, that's it.
Okay, yeah, let me look this up.
And then under the radar slid fucking the equivalent card in the cycle for Abzan, Siege Rhino.
Yeah.
And Siege Rhino became unbelievably dominant instead.
Siege Rhino became the fucking Bardock of Magic for a while, where there was a period where they were slowly escalating the power of multicolored creatures by making them do more and more Siege Rhino-like things. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Savage Knuckleblade, it was a 4/4 for 3. It, has all sorts of abilities it can get, including, like, bouncing the hand. You play it for 4, it gets haste.
Yeah, the problem fundamentally ended up being just Teamer didn't emerge as a functioning deck in that standard, is the thing. Abzan made it out beautifully. Jeskai also pretty good, but Teamer just ended up underperforming compared to the other 4 color combos, basically.
Questing Beast is
Sultai
good.
was...
Questing Beast is good.
Sultai
just
was the
as
other
a-
big one.
Yeah, Questing Beast is good just only as a check of like something that Kobuddy would get that one instantly, because all the check of that is do you understand that if a card has enough good things that you can just ignore the rest of it? Because that's the truth with Questing Beast, is you can just read the first 3 lines and be like, okay, are the other paragraphs that it kills me? No. Great. This card kicks ass. Like, that's just like, Questing Beast is like, oh, it does all of this? Oh, and this is also more upside. Great. This card's nuts.
Yeah, the
Sit here in the Grixis corner. Grixis is blue, black.
blue, black, red, the
Red.
bolus colors.
Right. I do love a little blue-red. Do love a little Is It on a Day. Honestly, I think I like every color in Magic now. I think I've hit the point where, like, the only one I don't love playing is I don't love playing, like, mono white. I don't mind playing white as support, though.
White has improved. They've by virtue of like, well, fundamentally, it's because white is just allowed to do so much more shit than they used to. It's so here's the thing. We are still undergoing the era of they're pushing white to improve its viability in different formats, primarily in Commander because it's the least played color in Commander by like a lot.
Yeah.
Which happened to green not too long ago, if you all remember that era, where by the end of like right after Eldraine, like moving into Ikoria, that's when it finally ended. But green was like so fucked up good during that era.
Yeah. Green's
And we're kind of going through that with
been-
white a little bit at the moment.
Green's always been like the commander dominator, though, right? Like historically, just because
No,
ramp is so
it was
good.
not.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
No, in fact, the reason why green got pushed in there was specifically because green was actually at the time basically not played in Commander at all.
Oh, interesting. And thank you,
Yeah.
Span Gladiator, for the sub.
Green has actually always been good at card draw. People thought that it wasn't. It was the old, when a creature ETBs, you can draw a card for it. There are cards that did that way back in the day. It was not just, it is not a recent thing that green is the second best color at card draw.
God, there's also I know one that I want to put in just because there's similar effects in other card games, and it's like shockingly rare in Magic. Is what's her name? Thracian, the one who makes non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, the 2/2.
Thalia of Guardian of Raven.
Thalia, thank you. Yeah, Thalia is like one that if you understand that you can build, one-sided to like take advantage of floodgates, you get how strong that card is. But if you don't, yeah, it's gonna seem impossible.
So here's the thing. Black was not actually the best color at card draw like ever, or like second best color at card draw ever, because every single good card draw spell in black that you can think of was a rare. Every single one. I can guarantee that. Your Necropotence, your Yawgmoth's Bargain, your all of those, all rares. And we're talking about like specifically they weren't like extant at all rarities, whereas in green they are, and in blue they are, that kind of thing.
No, I wouldn't put GT in there. GT's too easy. GT's like legitimately too obvious that it's good. That card is,
Which is funny given how poorly they evaluated it.
yeah. Yeah, the cooldown is 10 minutes on Fission. Skull Clamp is one I'll probably put on there more just to be like, do you know about this? Do you know how fucked up this stupid little thing is? Sign in Blood was common. Sick. Pauper's a funny format. How do you feel about temporal extortion? I would need to check what that is. You're not going to believe this? I don't know every Magic card off the top of my head. Just, most of them. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, like, most of them. Do you know how many cards there are right now? It's like at least 40. Let's see. When you play it, any player may pay half his or her life rounded up. If they do counter it, take an extra turn after this for 4 black mana. God. I mean,
No, oh yeah, deal that much damage. Whatever. It's not gonna do too much in most formats. Is the thing.
yeah, because 4 black is really hard to get to cast, like unless you're going pure mono, and even then, like, do you know how much you need to do for 4 mana in this economy?
Mana Tithe would actually be a funny include because that's one that's extremely hard to evaluate even for people who are very, very good at the game.
Yeah,
Because
look
Mana
like-
Tithe is like the tech. It is the tech card.
I should start writing some of these down. Yeah, Mana Tithe. What's the funny counter spell that makes you like put it in your hand, or like the one that
Remand.
remand? Yeah,
Yeah.
remand is funny for
Also,
sure.
absolutely a tech ass card.
Yeah, Hogok definitely is in there. Yeah, remand is hysterical because remand is one of those cards that every time I think I've seen everything remand can do, I look across a table and see Sly09 finding a new and innovative way to kill somebody using remand. Like,
Yeah, there's also they printed white remand, which I absolutely adore. Reprieve. One of the things that they've been I think that they should have absolutely done, and they did a tiny bit. I feel like they could do more of to increase the power level of white. Is that officially white is the secondary color of counter spells? That is the official ruling, and they've always stuck with that statement, despite the fact they had only printed like 2 white counter spells total. The main reason why they consider that is because combat tricks that grant hexproof are technically counter spells in most respects. But I like actual regular white counters is something that I want them to include more of.
And yeah,
Basically, I feel like it's a very appropriate thing.
at this point, chat, what I'm looking for, like I said, good cards easy to find. What I want to find, what's hard to find, and what I would need your help with is cards
Are
that
bad
look
cards
like
that
they're
were-
very good,
yes.
that are not good, or like that just ended up fizzling out. Even if they ended up just being like mid and not really seeing a lot of play, that's fine. I just need to find cards that look like they would be staples, but never actually cut the mustard.
Yeah. Charbelcher would be a good one.
Charbelcher's
for
a
the
staple
good
in
side
the
of
decks
that,
it's
but
in. Yeah, it's literally mandatory
Yeah,
in the decks
but-
it's in, so that like is instantly invalidates it for this. Yeah.
well, it's hard to understand immediately from looking at it, like what deck Charbelcher could exist in.
Also, it
fundamentally.
but also it just doesn't fit either category because the categories are either it is a staple that was in a ton of decks in its format, or one that sees almost no play at all. So one that sees some play in a couple pretty okay decks that's just not. There is no third category. I mean, there is, but it's not available on my show. Anything that says you win the game. There's some of those that are really good though, and there's some that are like hard to
A very
evaluate.
tiny handful.
Yeah, I think.
The vast majority of them are really bad on purpose.
Yeah, Coalition Victory I think is the one that might be interesting because like the only problem is I don't think Coalition Victory is staple worthy, and I don't know if it ever was played as
It never
a staple.
was.
Yeah, it got banned more as just a symbolic, we don't want this kind of win con to be too prevalent in Commander, and then they printed Thassa's Oracle anyway, so. Oh, Phyrexian Hydra is a good one. Because, yeah, like, because there are a couple very expensive high-end infect creatures, right? Like the Hulk. And thank you, Xanoron.
Lightsteel Colossus?
Yeah, Blightsteel Colossus, right? Like, so that one was still worth playing. But most of the other infects...
Lightsteel Colossus it was very easy to play unintentionally is a big part of the problem with it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been, but it was, and that's why, yeah, you'd play it. But you have things like, Phyrexian Hydra and Skitherix that were not nearly as easy to play. And since, in fact, was a very fast deck, it didn't want to play any, like, really expensive ones outside of, like, what is it, Rhythm of the Wild or something is the overrun on your entire team, gives it all, in fact. Forget. Skitherix did see some play. I'm actually wrong about saying that it didn't see any or anything like that, but it was still too expensive for a lot of forms of infects. In fact,
also
Triumph of the Hordes. That's it. Yeah.
Charlie, good call on Tibble. I'm glad you say that because that was the first one I had on the list for like ones I knew I wanted to give of like people popped the fuck off for this card and thought it was going to be crazy, and then it was just dookie.
You know, it would be. This is actually more of a. It's the opposite kind of card, but at the same time, and also it's not as good as it used to be. But then there's the expensive 3 mana Tibble, three different color Tibble one. That's a flip card. That one is what is hard to evaluate in very different ways because it was better when it was first printed because of a rules change that happened. Where MDFCs could be, I believe, placed into the battle. Yeah, 2 color. Sorry. I think his backside is a different color than the one that his other ones are. Valky, God of Lies. Yeah. There was actually a rules change on double-faced cards, specifically because of that Tibble, where you could have it be like I think it was just that you could have it ETB on either side of the card, basically, kind of regardless of how it was called into play.
Oh.
Cascade into either side. That's what it is. Yeah, because with Cascade you cast the spell that you cascade into. So you could technically cast the backside of MDFC because the front side of it was the mana value that you were looking at. That's what it was. Again, it's another problem of Cascade because Cascade's a fucked up mechanic.
Yeah,
so.
Cascade and Delve. Whenever Cascade or Delve are involved, the math gets totally fucked because both of those mechanics are insane. Yeah, Psychotog would be a fun one because Psychotog used to be totally cracked and was
I'm
like
gonna go and look up
champ
misevaluated cards that like people thought were going to be extremely good but aren't, because there's absolutely like articles of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Apex Devastator, a card that's very funny but is 10 mana. That is another thing. I will need to find a very expensive card that doesn't sound or like seems pretty good but like doesn't land, and then immediately afterwards put like, okay, and now here's Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. 15. This one is good. This one you do want. I know what I should include. A spell that is gives you another turn after this one, because those are the easiest thing in the world for new players to think are better than they are.
I just looked through, so I was actually literally just looking through some stuff on that, and there's one in particular that is actually it would be a great decision on that front, because there's obviously Time Walk, extremely fucked up card, really, really good.
It's really good, yeah, because it's so cheap, yeah.
And then like, here's something of, we know of Bonfire of the Damned, where Miracle is a very frustrating mechanic, and there are some Miracle cards that are extremely good, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one Miracle card, which is Temporal Mastery, which is if you Miracle it, it only costs Time Walk mana to play. But it turns out that one's actually not very good at all. The fundamental reason, because its front face, other than that, costs 7. And hey, when you can't control when you get the extra turn, it's basically like you're just playing Explore. most of the time. So that'd be a good one to see of like, okay, extra turn cards are sometimes not always exceptionally fucked up good.
I know Stoneforge Mystic released and was like pretty mid at release, and then later on when stuff like Wormcoil Engine existed, it was like, oh fuck. Oh,
Not Wormcoil Engine.
Batterskull.
Stoneforge can't grab artifacts. It's Batterskull.
Batterskull,
Yeah.
Batterskull, sorry. Any cards are fine, but we're looking for bad ones that people thought would be good. Because again, good cards are easy. I can look up a list of the 1,000 most played cards literally on any deck building website. It is so much harder to find bad ones.
Yeah, actually, if you gave me like an afternoon, I could probably come up with a pretty good number of these. But
Yeah.
you know, on the spot, I don't necessarily have a ton on hand.
Yeah. No, just a good thing to think about. Yeah, because I do want to hit CoBuddy with some goofy ones. And someone asked, grizzly bears are still very much a thing. Usually when people say the term now, they just mean a 2/2, generally a 2/2 4/2, but not always.
I don't think anyone refers to anything that's not a 2-mana card that is a 2/2 as a bear, because if it's not a 2-mana card, then it's not a bear. It's
I've
just
never called
anything
bear
that's different on
bodies,
that front.
but yeah. Yo, Inverton, thank you for picking up a classic Gazette.
Abyssal Persecutor, I don't necessarily think people thought would be extremely good. That's the one where it's very powerful, but it has the text on it. You can't win the game and your opponents can't lose the game.
Oh, you know what might be a good one that would like look like it maybe could do something really fucked up and evil, but then like you try playing with it and you're like, oh, this is like a horribly hard way to set up this effect. Dispersing Orb. Which, honestly, the biggest problem with Dispersing Orb is that shit costs 4 mana to use, which is insane. Never mind, it costs 4 mana to use. I forgot how bad
It's a
Dispersing
5-mana
Orb
do
was.
nothing enchantment.
Yeah,
so-
sorry. I forgot how bad this piece of shit was. I was like, yeah, it's 5 mana, and then it lets you do a funny bounce if you sacrifice a permanent. Awooga, you gotta pay 4 every time you do that shit? Hachi Machi, what a piece of garbage. Holy shit. Damn, is the fish line all finished up? No way. Pasta. Sometimes I look at old blue creatures, and when earlier we mentioned that like creatures used to be way fucking worse in Magic, like just in general, and then you look at blue creatures and you're like, what were they fucking cooking? Holy shit, what were they cooking? One of these is
I feel like
a 2/2 flyer for 4 where you can skip your untap step to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. Woohoo!
So one funny thing about the power, so they've obviously increased the power levels of creatures, especially and of Magic in general over time.
Yeah.
I think their bar of that they hopefully never want to do is that they give blue an unambiguous bear. They just don't want to give, blue does not get 2-mana 2/2 at common, I think is the idea.
Yeah.
It is the only color that is not these days. Everyone else has gotten it at some point. They also don't really print anything vanilla anymore either. So The last color to get one was red, where I believe it was Shadows over Innistrad got Red Bear finally, and that was like they pulled off that band-aid.
Yeah, there was a period of time where, like, red in particular, I feel like they were like, red gets 2 1s, but never 2 2s.
They don't like giving red a lot of toughness on anything.
Yeah. All offense, no defense. Sugar powered. These people are sugar powered, I swear. That's all they ever want. Do I take a loan out and get the next store expansion? Maybe. That would make this a 2 expansion stream, which is like, that's a great success. I mean, life gain is just not that good in general in Magic. I'm trying to think of a card that would be like the break point of life gain is good with no other incidental inclusions. And
2 mana, 10 life wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so.
Yeah,
that was feed. What? Wait, no, hold on. I think maybe Feed the Clans was the exact break point of it was finally good enough. Give me a second.
Yeah, Lightning Helix has the problem of it's attached to a lightning bolt, so like of course it's good because it's attached to a lightning.
It is specifically whether that's it. Yes, Feed the Clan was in fact the point in which it was good enough as a sideboard card, not a main board card. It would never be. No life gain effect was ever like just life gain is ever good enough to be a main board card unless you're like.
I'd believe it.
And the thing is, I don't think that any like life gain focused decks have ever been good enough to be like standard playable. Like the ones that just do life gain, and even then, they've been doing it off of things like Lifelink or Lightning Helix. Yeah.
Yeah, because like there was one I remember in particular. There was like a card they printed that was just like a creature that if you had 40 or more health at the beginning of turn, you won the game immediately. And even like that being in standard did not push it, right? Like even having a card that was like reasonably castable, okay stats that just won you the game instant, little add upkeep if you had 40, like yeah, not even close to enough. Life gain's just so weak.
Incidental life gain is great,
yes.
But if it's a card that just all it does is gain life, it's almost never worth playing.
The problem is life is inherently a weaker resource than a card, right? So like going down a card for
mana.
Life is, unless you are playing against an explicitly like super burn deck where you just need one more turn and then you're good. Yeah. And then there was the very funny one in Hearthstone that just like gave you a double life bar. That was sick. Oh, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I had to use the restroom. A very common card design in Magic right now is specifically the like 5 to 7 mana common green big boy that just gains specifically almost always 3 life when it ETBs. Those cards are always really good and limited specifically because it's the big boy attached to gaining the life. Not even by its like not even just gaining life by itself is good enough.
Okay, I'm back. What's up?
I was just talking about how an extremely common creature design in Magic that they've been using a lot as just glue for a limited format is of, you know, the 5 to 7 mana green, like big boy that gains like you almost always just 3 life on ETB. Nice plus 420 store points.
Nice. Love that. Panharmonicon effects. That's like the double token thing, right?
No, it's double enter the battlefield effects. The
Double
brand
ATBs.
bronze beard effects.
Yeah, they really want to do it. All I want is Colossal Dreadmaw. Did you see, Sessiness, did you see the fucking video Card Market did this year for April Fools? That shit was so fucking funny. It was so stupid. Dumbest video I've ever fucking seen. I loved it.
Mhm.
Let me find it.
Yeah, that is kind of the thing. Double DTB effects are extremely popular in Commander, is what it is.
Yeah, there we go. It's called Did We Open a Rigged Booster Box? And it's they open like an actual booster box worth of cards, and every single card in every single pack is just Colossal Dreadmaw.
Love
And
that
they
bad
open
boy.
it completely straight faced. They act like nothing strange. They're like, oh, Colossal Dreadmaw. Oh, that seems like an okay stat line. Oh,
I
not too
believe
bad.
at
Oh,
one
Colossal
point
Dreadmaw.
they occasionally make good like mid video jokes. So if I remember at least one point, it's like, I think this is like the best land they've ever printed while pointing at Colossal Dreadmaw.
And then at some point they start opening up foil Colossal Dreadmaws and popping off and being like, oh my god, another foil. That's incredible. Yeah, a good bit. All right. Well, let me click save here. And then I got to do a little bit of Spawn Con. So thanks for hanging out, Doc. I ain't going to expect you to, you know,
Yeah, no problem.
hang out for Spawn
I'm actually going
Con
to start
time.
writing up a list of those cards though, because
Yeah.
I can probably come up with some. I remember spoiler seasons of people over evaluating cards if I rack my brain for it.
Yeah, for sure. And I should probably hit up like Slyo, Eric, and you know Zorak about that too, because I'm sure they would have a few off the top of the dome.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll see you then.
Yeah, see ya. Cool. Right, let me get the browser source and everything swapped back over. And unmute this. And then mute and very smallify the fish. They'll never know. All right, let me go ahead and get the game swapped over because I know they wanted to do that for tracking. Yeah, hey everybody. It's AFKJourney, baby. It's the game that's about to be the next Raid Shadow Legends as far as you're gonna see a lot of ads for it. So hey, I hope you're willing to be here and have me be your first experience with AFKJourney, baby. Ground floor. We're in there. BonCon, baby. That's right. For what it's worth, this one looks pretty nice. This one's got a pretty unique art style that I'm kind of into. I'm willing to hang out in this art style for at least a few hours. I'm willing to be in this space. That was not from the game. There we go. So yeah, that is like the mechanic about this game that they're like having be the selling point, which I kind of like. Just the longer you do not play, you get extra goodies. There's like a full story. One sec. I have to turn that off for sure. Hold on. Let me turn off the fish pogging module. Hold up. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, I have disabled the fish pog module. But yeah, it seems like a pretty nice game. The art style in general does have me into it. The battles seemed very possibly AFK-ish. Also, this game has WASD support, which I really like. I've had a few of these games where they have me try to play them, and it's like, you have to click and drag a joystick, and that's the only way to move. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, please. Ah. Can you smell it? This guy loves to smell. Roasted wheat mixed with the scent of tar and ashes. Oh, this is a weird bad man. Oh, also they let you design your character, and they let me make the sharpest man possible. So you better be ready for how sharp my fella is. Okay, so now we get a little bit of deploying into, okay, so you deploy and then it almost does like an auto chess type thing where you set up your positioning and then it goes off depending on how you're set up. We do have a funky little fella, by the way. I think his name's Chippy. Yeah. Chippy rocks. Yeah, and it's interesting, the idea of like merging an AFK game with an auto battler. This game also has a self-contained get 10 wins auto chess mode called Honor Duel. Oh, okay, word. So there just straight up is an auto chess in here. Okay, tight. Honestly, if it's just a handsome looking auto chess. Oh. Over here, Chippy desires strength. Yes, Chippy.
I'll catch up to you someday.
Chippy, you're already caught up to me, buddy. Reach level 11 to unlock Take This. I will. Yeah, if like this kind of game is now hitting like team fight tactics levels of complexity, I think that's like good for society. Jumps to deal 240%. That's
Awesome. I mean, Chippy is grateful.
Thank you. Chippy appreciates what you do for the team. Good news, Chippy. I appreciate you too, buddy. Oh, I got a reward. No, you know what? Chippy's based. I'm putting the archer in the back. Do you have any like space dependent stuff? I don't think they do yet. Get ass, Chippy. Chippy tank. Chippy tank. Do I need to manually cap? What is it? There I have a time. Oh, this is just speed up. Oh, hell yeah. There's a speed up on the auto battler too. Wise. Leaning over and whispering to my date. That's Chippy. I love him.
General, they've ruined my beauty sleep. This will cost you extra.
Valen, you're just getting here now? Were you deep in your cups again?
Hate when the little boy Valen's deep in his cups. I hate when me, the big boy Hogan, has to yell at Valen, the little boy, for being deep in his dang cups.
Fire elementals on the way here. Those guys were really annoying. Anyway, looks pretty grim here. I didn't expect the fire to be this
Yeah,
big.
like that's the thing
This
that
is not
definitely
normal,
got me the
General.
most interested in this is it feels like they really went all out and got very much their own sense of style on this.
Culprit is likely a mage.
Whoa, a talking hamster? You're a familiar, aren't you? In that case, this gentleman with the general must be a mage. I gotta say, picking a hamster as your familiar is rather unique.
I'd normally overlook your banter, Valen. But in front of this magister...
Oh yeah, we're the Magister. We're like the summoning guy.
Respect from the general. Well, Magister?
We're the main character of the
How would you like
group
me to address you?
who does the, you know, the leading. Oh yeah, my name is Jorts Francois. Sorry, I forgot to introduce
Interesting
myself
name.
earlier.
I will remember it.
That's my fault. Sorry. Chat, I'm Jorts Francois.
Forgive my rudeness earlier. I'll be sure to make it up to you once this fire has
I had to
been
set that up before stream. Sorry. All right, Valen. I need you to protect me, Jorts Francois. Nice. Got 450 gold from a guy who's coughing.
You seem more interested in who started the fire than in putting it out.
I saw you casting a spell with my own eyes.
It's not that easy to quench a greedy fire, my dear. I'm just trying to help.
The Scarlet Sorceress is as beautiful as her fire is dangerous. That's what the rumors say.
Dangerous. You're quite right.
So she's the Scarlet Sorceress.
Recruit.
Chippy is her.
Recruit, right? We need a spellcaster.
What do we do, Magister? She's staring really hard.
Never mind. You made the divination was right. This night, I'd appreciate not being disturbed any.
You're not going anywhere, Scarlet Sorceress.
Oh, nice. This is the kid I have to recruit, right?
Don't push your luck, young man.
This is Rowan.
Don't you dare try to get away with this. I'll make sure you're held responsible.
I love how many goodies this kid has. Lot of goodies on the back. Big Duck. You ever bring that kind of beetle energy to the party, you know? Boy! That's what I want to bring. Show up to the place with a backpack full of Keystone Light. Who's ready to turn up, boys? You know your boys. Rowan's here. Oh, nice. No fuss, no muss, no bullshit. They just give me everybody, huh? They're just like, yeah, here's all of them. The only one who's not assisting is me, Chippy. Because Chippy's taking charge, baby. Get out of front line. That's Chippy is the center of this unit. Get him, Chippy. I'm double speeding so that... Oh, that was double speed. I'm double speeding so Chippy can give him the business. Yes! Chippy missed. Yeah, the way fights resolve in this feels like incredibly auto-chessian to me. Which, again, I think that's good. I think that's like a good change. Yo, what's good, Project LG? We're doing a little bit of SpawnCon. And honestly, I gotta say, of the SpawnCon games I've done that are like the ones that are going to be advertised to hell and back, I promise you, I think this one is the best, like by a notable amount. Yeah, it's like an idle RPG. Yeah, like you explicitly get rewards for having not played in a grip. Feels like a lightly underserved market.
How are you feeling?
I'm great. I always feel great.
If I hadn't seen you pass out just now, I'd probably believe you.
No, I liked passing
You
out.
passed out for a while. General Hogan and his men put out the fire. Then he returned to Hollystone. He ordered me to stay here and look after you.
Yeah, so one of the promotional goals is drop $5 on the Classic Gazette. And I will say this explicitly because, again, the rep told me I can just say this to you. If you want to donate to the channel or if you want to sub, it is, in fact, a really good way to do it. Because if you subscribe on Twitch, that's $5 and they give me $3.50 of it because I'm on a fancy boy higher end contract, so I get 70%. If you do the $5 purchase in this game, they are giving me $10. They are giving me 200%. So like, hey, if you want to grab that Classic Gazette, that would be so fucking tight. It's really a good one. Also, that's really what they're looking for on this. They're hoping for that because that's the one that'll make them give me more contracts, which I would love. There was a duck.
He's no ordinary child. He's Rowan. The second son
Exactly, right? Like that's the thing is like that's why I was like immediately willing to take this contract. I was like, yeah, okay, great. Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Young Master Rowan identified the Scarlet Sorceress as the culprit, and the two of them were brought back to Hollowstone by General Hogan for questioning. Her name is Muriel. People are just used to calling her the Scarlet Sorceress.
Oh, that also completes Recruit Rowan. Okay, word. That makes sense.
Passed out. She was the first to get to you. Did you know her from before?
Our guy has amnesia. I do appreciate that our character has some like passive sparkles around them. I think that's fun. I want to live that life. I want to live the life of a man that people look at and they just perceive sparkles around me. They're like, there's a man with a passive glow.
Chippy checked all around and didn't see any elemental beings. The village is safe now. Mr. Valen told you that General Hogan already left for Hollowstone, right? The General will wait for us in the village, so we should go meet him in Hollowstone.
There might be enemies on the road. I'll go with you.
Say my name. My name is Jorts Francois.
Well, you might not need my protection.
It's not funny.
Of course! The Magister is the Anyway, since you're feeling better, Magister, however, before leaving for
Yes.
Hollowstone...
Oh, another thing they do that's really good. If you do want to skip the story, they give you like a 2 or 3 sentence summary. You fall unconscious upon casting a powerful spell. When you come to, Valen informs you the fire has been put out and Hogan has been taking the suspect. Great.
Need a hand, friend?
They just let you do that. Oh.
Dolly! I brought back the Magister!
You're back. I was worried.
Damn, they've got me with this chippy fella, I gotta say. Is there an additional chippy? Hammy? They know what the people crave.
Have you regained your powers? I saw your magic in the sky. It was the right decision to go on this trip.
Don't be too happy. Magister fainted after casting that spell. And the Magister looked really strange.
Acorn Mage is also an adorable class.
Force.
Nonsense. Even the goddess Dura can't control Merlin. Perhaps it's just the Magister recovering. Chippy, what's with you? Why so pessimistic? That's not like you.
Oh, you're right. The Magister is the greatest mage in all of...
That's right, I'm the best. Don't you forget it, you weird little hamsters. God, I love you, you weird little hamsters.
Shall we find someone to lend you a helping hand? Leave it to me. I know a few people.
How's the recruit animation? This is important. How's the noise? Pretty good?
Ready to embark on a glorious adventure?
I like how she sounded a little confused on joining the team. I think we want... Am I into this? Maybe.
Those who know nothing will have nothing.
Oh, that's my brother. Viperian. All right, sick. Back on the road, baby. Yo, they have auto run to the next quest. That's pretty smart, honestly. Hey, you can walk there, or you can just let your funny little hamster buddy tell you where to go. Is it so cold today? Oh, did I tie Tuesday it? I have no idea on account stuff. All I know is PC is where they're looking for me to do stuff on. I think I might have tie Tuesdayed it. Word. Yo, what's good, Dusky?
Took you a while.
Yeah, new game you will see advertised everywhere until you are sick of the ads just dropped. And I'm getting in ground floor before everyone's sick of it. And it's pretty alright, I gotta say, it's pretty alright so far.
But recently, Raihan's been getting colder. It's almost snowed the past few days. We've come with the Magister to investigate this change in weather.
Yeah, I door stuck for a second, but the game figured it out. The game's like, uh-oh, we got a genuine door stucker here.
Are all your familiars hamsters?
It would appear that yes, Jorts Francois is in the company of many adorable little hamster wizards. Is this a problem?
Chippy told me that General Hogan ordered you must know that serving the Magister is an honor, but it's...
Apologies again, but I have to correct you. Protecting him is just my current task. Unless
Great.
your Magister is...
Well, the minute did you just step on my foot?
Oh, sorry.
Ah, we have the whole thing of people aren't supposed to know we're Merlin, I guess. Merlin's ward has always protected Ryam and brought forth bountiful harvest, but the weather has been growing cold. Go see Hogan. Okay. I'm turning on hamster mode. Yeah, that's kind of where I am, Dusky. I really can't fault it even a little bit. Ooh, yeah, we're having a little bit of skip, it seems. Okay, seems to have stabilized out. Yeah, let me note that down, though. Word. Yeah, it seems to have stabilized. Yeah. Yeah, that was going on for a sec or two. All right. Oh. Okay. Tap any tile in range to detonate it. Tap the button below it to... Okay. So it's really good.
All set. I'm ready for my...
Great,
Anyone need Hammy to do some magic?
I can just do that. Like now, or just, I guess, as soon as the battle starts? And just pray that my idiot child doesn't get too lit up by it? Okay, my idiot child got a little hurt. Okay, so you double click to set it off. Nice. Hell yeah, brother. Put a little hat on this dipshit. Please. Nice. It makes sense that they'd make the funny little hamster a tank. I think that's the... Is that the cutest class? Definitely been a little bit of a Comcast moment. We just fully offline? Oh, that's the worst. Still live at least. I still hear you talking. Yeah, I think it's like occasionally coming in and out, but it seems like it's like really, really rough. Are we still getting a feed at least? Okay, allegedly. Yeah, I think it's just still skipping really bad. Thank you someone for finishing that. Let me see here. That connection's working at the very least. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like mixing, missing just a little bit here and there, a whole bunch. I'm gonna give it another minute or two. Try and figure it out. All right, yeah, it's still dropping. So I think I'm just gonna cut it here. We'll call it here. I'll see if I can get more time of this later, but I think that's gonna be it.